and
Yeah,
and
yeah,
herbalism kit and medical kit and
yeah, yeah.
And drugs.
Yeah.
Well, it says I have a poisoner's kit. I can't remember. I thought I bought two.
Ooh.
I don't know what to take.
This bulb. Because I spent 100 gold on it. So, not including including sleep, that's 168 hours of downtime.
Wait, what?
A week of downtime while we're on the ship.
Oh,
we get
I
a
didn't realize that's what we were looking at.
Yeah, so including sleeping, that's 168 hours.
Okay.
the berry could summon rats in the ocean.
So, including sleep, that's 112 hours. But then I'm assuming 3 hours a day for possible meals.
Okay.
We have that much food.
No, but I'm assuming,
Dwarves.
give or take an hour for meal
A
times.
given meal.
Hmm.
Including like conversation, all that kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
So 91 hours of downtime. That's if everything goes swimmingly.
Ah.
Now, I'm also assuming Luno has no idea how to swim. So going into the water is a bad idea.
Water breathing.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. Like, I won't drown, but
Yeah.
Right. Nat
I
probably
know.
knows how to swim, but being in full armor is not going to be very conducive to that.
right.
Yep.
Dante's really excited about the water breathing for some reason.
You said that there's gonna be an underwater city. Why not just take
Justin,
water breathing? We're gonna be out
he
at
said
sea.
underwater city because you kept talking about water breathing.
Yep. Mhm.
Yeah.
You were
So
the
I
you were
drew
the
it out of
reason
me.
why it
It's
exists.
called a self-fulfilling prophecy.
I mean, he said we were gonna be at sea. He didn't say for how long. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna just take it.
I mean, it's not a bad thing to take. It just may not be the most useful.
Yeah.
But you can also like you'll
As
have
long as it
plenty of
saves
time
lives.
and getting plenty of spells and
That's what I was thinking. Should I just take fireball or lightning, and then just I don't know. I was thinking of major image. I still don't know. Phantom Steed was pretty cool.
I mean, the water breathing is really not like essential for this group because two of the members doesn't breathe, and
Yeah.
one of them can breathe
Mm.
underwater.
Yeah, but two of us can't. How long before
like
we
the,
have those two guys
the way
drown?
I see it, it's a good back pocket spell, but it's
Yeah, it's not like it's not gonna be like a fireball or something. It's like you would cast it like maybe once per campaign.
Right.
What are we talking about? Maybe casting once per campaign?
Water breathing.
Water breathing.
Oh well, depends entirely on the campaign.
Mm.
but also if this is like how Gabe like if Gabe has anything to do with it, we'll be flush with water breathing items.
Not necessarily in this campaign.
I know, I
Yeah,
know.
probably not.
The other campaign, we go nowhere near water. We have at least 6 items that are water related.
Yep.
Like I've got a cat water breathing. Someone else has like a kraken tooth dagger. Like
That lets you
oh,
breathe underwater. Yeah. Bunch of things.
like every time we get a
Okay.
new one, I'm like, are you serious?
I think we've got one or two potions of water breathing too.
Yeah, it's
Damn, that's
ridiculous.
funny as fuck. Nat, did you see what I sent you from the leveled fucking grasp that gave me?
Yeah, I'm meant to take a closer look at that.
Because I wanted to pair that with Mind Sliver, but Gabe said I couldn't use my action on my turn if I wanted to use my familiar's reaction. That's the way he put it.
It's a
So I
casting
wanted to
time.
combo that, but not anymore.
Yeah, because that's an action. Superior
Hmm.
Shocking Grasp. Lightning springs from your hand to deliver a shock to a creature you try to touch. Make a melee spell attack against the target. You have advantage on the attack if the target is wearing armor made of metal. On a hit, the target takes 2d8 lightning damage. Okay, that's a little low for a third level spell slot. And it can't take reactions until the start of its next turn. Furthermore, if the creature fails a Constitution saving throw based on your spell DC, they are stunned until the end of their next turn. Okay, that makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Given it's a third level spell, I would almost say it feels a little bit underpowered.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that 2d8 lightning damage, that's going to get outclassed pretty quick just by your basic cantrips. once
Yes.
we get a couple more levels, and
That's why I wanted to like.
to have a 3rd level spell that does less damage than your cantrip.
Mhm,
Just do fireball, man.
basically.
But I won't lie, stunning is a powerful effect.
Yes, it is.
I just don't know if it's worth a 3rd level spell slot with
Mm,
that's that low on the damage.
yep.
Now, what I would suggest to make it a bit more reasonable, power scaling wise, if the stunning is the main thing you're looking for with the superior shocking grasp, if they fail the con save, they are stunned for a minute, but they get to the chance to make the save each round.
Oh god. Well, that was exciting.
Like the everything else, yeah.
Yeah, that would
Hey,
be my
guys.
suggestion. So,
I am back. Finally.
welcome
Have to
back.
ask Gabe. Oh well.
Alright, y'all ready to do this? I got my pizza. I just made $90 selling shit on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh wow!
You sold drugs.
Okay.
I'm excited. Sold a printer and a microwave island, and yeah, clearing some stuff out. All right, let's do this thing. All right, so do you guys remember what happened last time? Our intrepid party here ventured into the world unknown, or the world known.
Frog Hemoth.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, I think that basically sums it up. Yeah, you guys found a statue of Loki, missing an arm, destroyed said statue, narrowly escaped the tunnel collapse that it caused, and shortly after that, were attacked by a frog hemoth, which you, much to my chagrin, were able to completely vanquish without much of an issue, for everyone except for Nat.
Right. You almost died.
Yeah, who almost died. And so after that, you guys made your way back to Bowfell and the party on the ship. And I need to kind of clarify a thing or two about the ship, and I'll get to that. I think I've downplayed the size of the ship a little too much. You guys probably think it's a little smaller than it is. So I'm going to re-describe it. So you guys make your way back to the ship only to find that it has also been attacked by what looks like a manticore, and in fact, it was a manticore. You guys were able to thwart future attacks and were able to assist Bowfell in getting the ship out to sea. The the Sea of Haze. You guys.
Hey.
Haze. Oh man, and so it begins.
oh shit.
And so that is where we're going to pick up. I believe, and you guys may have to correct me, I believe it's about 8 or 9 p.m., right?
It was nighttime.
Yeah, because you
sounds
guys,
about right.
yeah, you guys took a nice long rest and ended up, recovering before
Yeah, 'cause it
making
was
it
like
back
4
to
in
the ship.
afternoon when we woke up again
Right. Okay.
to go and meet up with Bowfell.
Okay. Well, that is where we're going to begin.
And then it was a few hours past that before we actually made it to the coast.
Right.
So,
1 second. Okay. You guys are going to. You guys are right at the mouth of the river, and I'm going to re-describe this ship. It is actually a decent sized ship. The river itself that you were all on was pretty wide. There were some narrow spots, but the ship is about 30 feet wide and about 60 feet long. It's actually pretty large. It's not necessarily a galley ship, but it does have places for oars, and there are a few cannons on it. It is not a warship by any means, but it is defensible. And you guys found out that it does, in fact, actually have sails that are built after you guys made it to the mouth. Yeah. So, that I just wanted to give a little better description so you guys know a little bit what you're on. There are multiple floors on this ship, so it is a little tall as well, because it's carrying cargo. So there's a lower floor where people are sleeping, and there's which is pretty close to the cargo, and there is an upper floor, the upper decks, the poop deck, the stern mast, all that fun stuff. So you guys have just made it to the edge of the mouth of the river, and Bofels turned back to you with, right, well, thank you for getting us through the river and helping us fend off the, what did you call it, manticore?
Yep.
Oh, we do appreciate that, but unfortunately, now the difficulty begins. We've sailed this several times, and it's always been close every time, but it is by far the fastest way.
Well, you got us now.
How long do you think it would take?
Ooh, sorry, Zach, you are super quiet.
You hear me now?
No, you were like, wow, you were super quiet. Got you up to.
I can hear him pretty well.
You can hear him, man. Maybe I'm just deaf. Okay, go ahead, Zach.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, cool. So, Bolfel, how long do you think it would take us?
Oh, right. Well, every time I've sailed it, it's been roughly 6 days, give or take. It depends on the winds, the weather, and whether or not we can weather the weather. And he gives you like this sly, like smile.
Any danger that we should worry about?
This will not be an easy venture. About a few hours into the trip, we should encounter the first set of mist, and yeah, it gets dangerous after that.
Mist.
Aye.
Having grown up in a port city, is Nat aware of any of this mist stuff?
Actually, Nat, you are keenly aware of this mist as it blows from the west to the east across Mistrata. It is something that is a common occurrence.
To do with Mistrata's name?
Yeah, it's actually a common occurrence in Mistrata. Every few days or so, a thick mist will blow through Mistrata, and you can't hardly see like in front of you. It's a very thick mist.
Okay.
So, what kind of danger? Monsters? Pirates?
He's just like, yep.
Really?
From everything that we've heard, we have never encountered pirates, but from what we've heard, they do sail, they do plunder, and there are dangerous monsters out here. Not nary a dragon, but dangerous indeed.
I imagine Nat has probably heard of at least some of the sort of monsters that could be encountered.
Yeah, they're called sea serpents. You would be very aware that these monsters that he might possibly be talking about are serpents that are roughly 40 feet long, and can take an entire man underwater without even thinking about it.
Gotcha.
They are also very stealthy.
So that would be one of the types of monsters she's heard about more frequently than others.
Yep.
Okay.
In a port town like Mistrata, for sure. You'd also be aware. He would go on to list like, well, there's also harpies. Sirens. The like. He's kind of like listing a whole bunch of like maybe truthful, maybe not truthful. It's hard to tell. Kind of maybe playing up a bit that it's pretty dangerous.
Right.
And you see him like boost up his shoulders, and he's like, But we've made it through several times without issues, so I doubt this will be any different.
How many times exactly?
Well, I think 6?
6 trips?
Six trips. Yep.
Alright,
So they kind of know the waters, but they don't, like, intimately know the waters.
I'm gonna send Brad just fly above the boat, like 50 feet,
Okay.
and he's just gonna hover around 24/7 for the whole trip. No eat, no sleep, just keep watch.
You, Zoc, as you tell Bread that, you hear an audible sigh from Bread, just like,
I know.
Mm-hmm.
Aw.
hate it when you do this. And he flies up.
You will be rewarded. Don't worry about it.
No.
Man.
Pobrecito.
Alright. So, is anyone else asking Bofel anything?
No, but I do have a question about the ship.
Yes.
How wide is it?
It's about 30 feet wide.
Oh,
Pretty broad ship.
Uh-huh. It is. It's it's essentially a cargo ship.
I was gonna ask, could I just tiny hut in the middle?
I mean, you could, but Tiny Hut, if the ship sinks, Tiny Hut ain't gonna protect you much.
No, I mean like. If
Yeah, but
there's...
Yes. So yeah, you could Tiny Hut in the middle of the ship if you'd like. The crew members would not be very appreciative, but yes, you could absolutely Tiny Hut in the middle of the ship.
Like somewhere that's unobstructed.
Well, there's not many places that'll be unobstructed.
10-foot radius
Or
dome.
like
It's
unobstructed.
gonna be obstructing something
Yeah.
on that part of the ship.
Yeah.
I also gonna drop in a Y for that.
You're gonna what?
Gonna drop a Y. Do you make a hut?
I mean, if he just wants some privacy,
Yeah.
he could do that. So
Wait, there are no rooms, right? There's no like private
If-
room.
There's-
if it's a fairly standard kind of cargo ship, like most of the sleeping space is like in the cargo hold.
Yep, basically. There really isn't any common any private space other than Bofel's quarters, which every ship basically has a captain's quarters, so that's not unheard of. But
Could I talk to Bofel about it? So like, if he needs to go in there to get away from a harpy or whatever, he can come in.
So you want to use Bofel's room?
No. I want to make a tiny hut in the middle so that it could be accessible to people just to go in and out in case there's harpies that just fly in and just start doing shenanigans.
He kind of like side eyes
No.
you. I am not familiar with this tiny hut. How are you building this hut in the middle of the ship? And how are we going to pass through it?
It's magic.
All right.
Yeah.
You're one of those magic users, right? All right. So how does it work?
Okay, so I will chant it for like a whole 11 minutes, and as long as I stay inside of it, it can't be spelled. So anybody that can come in, like, let's say the whole crew, right? But not at once. Everybody can come in and out. Yeah, like
All right. So
people can come in and out. There's
Well,
a limit.
well,
A limit of 9 people, so an additional 8 people.
I'm gonna ask maybe a dumb question here because I don't know much about the magic. How big is it?
Yeah.
Does it actually fit all of us?
It fit the additional 9 people. It fits.
It fits.
It's 10 feet wide. 10
yeah.
feet wide.
10,
No.
10
It's a 10-foot radius, so 20 feet.
Oh,
wide.
Yeah, it's a 20-foot wide cube. But if you're thinking about it,
Oh.
you could all stand in it, possibly. There are at least 12 people on this ship. So, as far as you guys are aware, so if he's getting the whole crew to stand in it, that's less than 2 feet per person. So you will not be able to get everybody in this bubble.
Right. Especially since the spell failed if there's more than 9 creatures in it.
Right.
Yeah.
But so he looks at you like, how big is it? And you described it. Okay. Well, I mean, I suppose we could get the crew in it.
Yeah. I could protect them in here. Like, make sure everybody stays safe. And push comes to shove.
All right. So, do you cast it now, or how do you cast this?
I mean, realistically, he
Yeah,
could cast
it's
at the beginning of
the
every watch for whoever is on watch at the time.
That sounds
well,
like
I can cast it right now for demonstration. Just give me a few minutes, 10 minutes.
Hold on. If you're gonna cast it, head to the stern of the ship and cast it up there. I don't need it right in the middle of my boat.
Well, it's not gonna bother you. I can assure you, but it's gonna be a little
I would
dumb
suggest you do it in the back, because it's probably
in
gonna
the front
block
or the
block
back.
the
Yeah,
view.
That's the stern, yes.
yeah, in the back. Okay, I do it over there.
Okay. You go to the stern, and I need to re-up myself on ship verbiage. Hold on one moment.
Stern is the back of the ship, bow is the front of the ship.
Okay.
Sorry. No, I'm looking up that there's other ones that I need.
Forward and aft.
Yeah. Ship. Ship parts. There we go. Sorry. In my failure to prep for said adventure here, apologies. All right. Got it. All right. So I got my image. I'm good. So for you guys out of game, I'm gonna copy this so you guys can have it too. What to do? There you go. When things are spoken of, and we're, yeah. There are other ones that are not in this, but that's a lot of parts of the ship. There aren't all of these. Isn't a foremast and a mezzanine. There is the main mast, and that is it. There is a rudder that is mechanical underneath the boat that you guys have seen and felt, yeah. The rest of the stuff, it is what it is, whether it's there or not. So you head to the back of the ship and you cast Tiny Hut Ritual Cast. Is anyone else talking to Bofel while Dante's casting this?
Nat will ask, like, what does he expect? Does he expect us to do anything in particular on the ship while we're traveling? Like, are there things we're allowed to do and not allowed to do? What's the expectations for us as passengers?
Yes. There are things that you will be able to help with, and things that we will just ask you to stay out of the way for. Has anyone sailed before?
I mean, I can imagine Nat has done at least a little bit of sailing.
Yeah, I would say, Nat, you have at least a small inkling of, things when they call out port, starboard,
She's definitely not a skilled sailor, but she
right.
understands the gist of it.
Right. So, yeah, you would understand the port, starboard, aft, the forward cardinal direction, calls, basic stuff. But yeah, does anyone else think that they might have sailed? I'm thinking maybe Barry might be the only other one. Unless, Dante, you think you may have sailed.
Possibly. I say I would probably roll a percentile.
Yeah, roll me a percentile. Barry, do you think you've sailed at all?
I think it'd be hilarious if Dante has sailed on airships before, but not actual ships.
Actually,
Probably.
it's very possible from where he's from.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is the case. He has not sailed on
Yeah.
a sea vessel before. Barry, you there?
Hello?
Oh, there we go. Okay. Sorry, I hadn't heard you. Do you,
I know.
Barry? Do you think you've sailed before? Ralphus is a port city. It is for the main river that flows through the continent,
I think probably a little bit.
or the lake. I'm sorry, that is through the main continent. Okay, it wouldn't be in like a vast ocean that you would have sailed, but you would still have basic understanding of knot tying, the general cardinal directions when they call out port, starboard, aft, that sort of deal. Yeah, you'd have a basic understanding. So as he's asking if anyone sailed, I imagine Nat and Barry just like, yeah, kind of, and and everyone else is like,
I've never been on a boat this big before.
Yeah. Well, I hate to break it to you, but those of you who have never been on the open sea, you're in for a bit of a shock. You may want to sleep close to the bow this first night, or 2 or 3. It depends on how you take to the sea. And he gives a big smile. He's basically saying that you guys are gonna start feeling pretty seasick. What did you ask?
The bow or the stern?
The bow?
If you're vomiting over the bow, it's gonna get all over the front of the ship.
That's fine. Yep.
Okay.
The stern. They have other things going on in the stern. That's why he's saying the bow.
That's fair.
Yeah, and plus it's a cargo ship. He doesn't care if it, water's gonna wash it away.
Okay.
So right. Yeah. So things you can do. We'll ask you to tie some knots. Those of you who have sailed before and know those sort of sailing knots, we'll just say. And those of you who have not sailed, you're more than welcome to learn. I would ask that you learn not at an important moment in time, rather as maybe as we are sailing and nothing's happening. Ask questions while nothing's happening. And he's like giving a big smile, like, yeah, just don't be obtrusive. Don't be in the way.
Yeah.
Feel free to ask questions. Feel free to learn, but don't get in their way.
If something's happening and the dwarves are all running around like chickens with their heads cut off, don't be asking questions.
Yeah. Or do, be yourself. Yeah. As far as things to do, there's always cleaning to be done. Someone can decide if they'd like to help Thakrut with the cooking. That is Thakrut, Thakrut, with the cooking.
Okay. Forecastle.
Yep.
It's pronounced forecastle. It's an abbreviation of forecastle.
Yep.
Also, what is that?
It's the forward portion of the ship. On a larger ship, it would be the raised forward portion with a room on the upper deck.
Yeah.
So
if you have a flat ship and you have 2 higher levels, so in the stern and the bow, the upper level on the other side is the forecastle.
Yeah. That's usually where like additional line and ropes and stuff like that are stored.
Yeah.
Tools for maintaining and running the ship.
Yeah.
So.
My favorite place will and always is the poop deck. Because I am immature.
Right.
Where is the
Um,
deck?
Poop deck's basically the main floor. That gets all of the bird poop that needs to be cleaned like constantly.
Yep. Nat would ask, with regards to when we get into a dangerous spot, what's the chain of command?
Chain of command is me. If I'm not giving you orders, I expect you to do the right thing, protect the ship. If you would like to survive, to protect the ship. Otherwise, you can refer to Scandrum. That is, and he points over to another grisly-looking dwarf. He's got a patch over one eye, braids down one side of his head, the other side is shaved, and there's several scars on his face.
Viking dwarf. Okay, cool.
Basically, yeah, he looks mean.
What did you say his name is?
His name is Scandrun. Yeah, Scandrun.
Okay.
And I need to be making notes of all of these NPCs that I'm giving you.
Yep, I'll do the same thing.
Yeah.
And how does Bofel spell his name?
Who? Oh, Bofel.
Okay, cool. 1 L.
How fast is the ship?
She's pretty fast in if we have the wind at our backs, but if the wind isn't at our backs, it's gonna be slow moving. So I do hope for pleasant sails.
What would Bofel's full name be? I'm sure he's given it to us, right?
Yeah, give me 1 second. I did not mean to open Microsoft Word. Go away. Bofel Anvilbrand. I don't believe he's actually given you his last name, but that will be his last name when he gives it.
I'm pretty sure he gave it to us when we met him in the desert.
Well, it's possible. Who's keeping track of that stuff anyway? Wait, oh crap, that's me.
Yeah.
Did we ever, those 3 items that we found in the vault, did we ever identify them?
Wait, 3 items in the vault?
Yes, in my notes we have 3 items that were in the vault. One
Yeah.
was at least a magical.
Yeah,
What
Dave said that he would tell us.
Yeah. so
yes!
That might be something.
Totally didn't forget that at all.
I opened up to my notes because I was going to write it down, and I was like, oh, hey.
I was just
Okay.
waiting to see when he would tell us.
I wish someone would have reminded me. Shit, sorry guys.
So would Andron effectively be his first mate?
Yes. Yep.
For ship terms, at least?
For ship terms. First mate is actually, you will eventually hear him call him that. He calls him that a lot, actually, as he's referring to him. It's not just boats. Those two apparently go back a ways. They have a lot of inside jokes.
Gotcha. Okay. And Thakrut is the ship's cook.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, he says root. It's Thakrut. But
Okay.
he said, but you know, Scottish accent, and he says root.
Okay.
Right. So if I'm not giving orders, you can take orders from Scandrin, and if Scandrin's not giving orders, then we're all in a heap of shit.
Okay. Noted.
Ooh, I'll look around and be like, so, who is it the one that owed me 50 platinum?
5 plat.
5 platinum. Nice try.
5 platinum. You're right, it was 5. 5 platinum.
I'm well aware.
I looked down, I only saw the 5, and my head went up. I'm like,
that would be Torfit. And he points over to a scrawnier looking dwarf. He's not plump like most of the other ones. He's actually a bit more fit looking, if that makes sense. They're all very fit looking, but he's just thinner. If you had to classify, he is he's underweight. He looks scrawny compared to everyone else. And so this is, I'll just, since you guys are asking all the questions tonight, Torfet.
Okay.
Torfet Deepstone. Definitely no masons here.
Right.
Totally not setting up any storyline with mining.
I'll look over to the captain and be like, "I'll be right back." And then I go over to him and proffer my hand out and be like, "So bridge was rebuilt?
Nah, I didn't see no bridge.
Liar.
Yeah.
No.
Fine.
I was there and helped build. I was there when they were building it.
So
Thank you.
it's a load of shite. That thing's never been built.
Pleasure doing business with you.
It ain't business. It's a damn dirty deed right here. Fine, bye. Go away. He's very
I walk back
agitated.
over.
Yeah, you gain 5
No.
platinum. He gives it over. And you kind of notice as you walk back from that that you see Bowfell, and you see Bowfell as you turn around, and Bowfell's hand drops as if he was doing those of you watching Bowfell, you would have seen Bowfell look at Torfet and just like do a hand motion, like just give him the money, just do it.
You lost. Fair and square.
All right. Well, if there's no other questions, we need to get to tying some rigs. And he just throws his hands up in the air. All right, lads, let's get to going. The men kind of scatter out throughout the boat and taking different sides. They've already built up this mast, which is made of metal. It's pieces that interlock. So they actually built it on the boat, all like screwed together, and then they flipped it upright, screwed it in, and then with the sail on it. So as it comes up, it is a mast. It's got the sail, and so they are they're tying the ropes to the ship to make sure that the sail doesn't go anywhere, as most ships do. And as they tighten the notches, the ship begins to pick up speed. There is, in fact, a nice wind to your back as you guys begin to travel through he called it the Sea of Mist. So, you guys have some...
Sea of Haze.
Yeah, so say that again?
I thought you said Sea of Haze.
Sorry, Sea of Haze. Sea of Haze. I did. I don't have my names on my map in front of me. Haze. Mm-hmm. There we go. Sea of Haze. Alright. So, is anyone... So, currently it's about 9 o'clock. By the time this conversation's over, you guys have started moving into the sea itself. It's a very light shop. There's not a whole lot of waves at the moment. There's a nice breeze at your back as you guys are sailing towards Halvany at a fairly decent clip. Though it is 9 o'clock, so what is everyone doing for the evening?
Well, Nat's going to jump right to helping out with knot work and securing lines, all that kind of stuff, whatever is necessary
Okay.
to get the ship seaworthy.
Yeah.
So,
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. You're able to help with that.
Sailing.
Sorry, Zoc?
Yeah, I'm gonna help with sailors as well.
Okay. Roll me an intelligence check.
Oof.
All right. Yeah, you're able to pick up a few things as they're showing you the ropes, literally. showing you how to tie the knots that kind of bring the sail up and tie it taut. So you actually learn a new knot tonight, and how to fasten it quickly against the I can never remember the flat thing that you tie the rope to. I can never remember. Yeah, I can never remember that. It's fine. Yeah, it's fine. It's the rope knot thingy. Yeah, that one. And so you
know that. I taught a class on that.
Right. So you do learn a new knot tonight, Zoc, and you are able to help a bit. After about 30 or 40 minutes, they have basically everything in order. The sails are up, everything's taut, everything is exactly how it needs to be for sailing. And you see Bofel back towards the stern with the wheel, making sure that everything's going right. And what was his? And Scandron is there right next to him. He looks like he's got some navigation tools out. And the two of them are kind of speaking to each other, and he keeps making course corrections as the two continue, as he continues to steer. What's everyone else doing?
I was gonna ask, is there rodents on the ship that we need taken care of?
Oh yeah, there's always rodents on. You'll have to find them. They're very good at hiding, but there's definitely rodents on the ship.
I have 3 cats on me.
And Barry can call them to him.
Oh my God, this is going to be a massacre.
I forgot it's technically do that.
That's what I said in the very beginning.
So
Barry could summon them.
All right, so we're gonna get back to the two of you because I think that's gonna be a lot of fun right there. Luna, what are you doing?
I know my goals while on the trip is to make poison and practice my whip. I don't know how much time we have until we bed down for the night, but more than likely his first goal is going to be making poisons.
Okay, so with the poisoner's kit, there is a lot of liquid and powder that's involved, and because you are on a moving vessel, any poisons that you attempt to make is going to be attempted with disadvantage.
Okay.
Now, you can practice with it, and I won't ding you for using your kit. You could practice, pretending like you're going to pour the stuff in and just, making sure that you have the right ingredients, going over your ingredients list, that sort of deal. I won't dock you for using your kit while practicing if you'd like to do that. But if you're trying to make poisons, it's going to be a check.
Yeah, well, I mean, I knew it was going to be a check to begin with, anyways. But I just didn't know. Like, if I find time that it's less choppy, that would be the time I would do it. Like, if it's like a smooth time within any of the time period, I would do that. But I guess for right now, I'm just going to practice my whip then.
Well, I guess I need to be more clear. Like, at night is about as smooth as it's going to get. Generally speaking,
Okay.
as you're sailing at night, it's usually pretty calm. It is still a rocking boat. That's what's going to get you.
Fair.
So regardless of when you do it, it's still going to be with disadvantage.
Okay, I might do it at some point. You know what? Let's go ahead and give it a shot right now. We'll do the one to see how well I do and see if I make it.
Okay. Yeah, roll with disadvantage. 10 or above, and I'll say successful.
Which would be... it lets me have my proficiency bonus, but I can't remember what am I using to roll with.
I
Less than
apologize.
20?
Well, let's figure out how you need to roll. So, how are you planning to make this poison? Are you pouring vials into other vials, or are you making sure an ingredients list is correct before pouring it into a vat, something that you can't mess up? It changes. That's why I want to know how you want to do it.
I mean, Luno would have extensive knowledge about it because that's one of the things they train him on throughout
Right.
his practicing and coming up through the Sakage.
Yeah.
He would first would probably check to make sure everything's correct and try to make it as secure as possible.
Okay.
And then, touring and stuff like that if he felt comfortable with it.
Okay. Okay, so we'll do sleight of hand then. Go ahead and roll me a sleight of hand check with disadvantage.
Plus 3. So.
Yeah, it'll be whatever your proficiency is. So plus proficiency. So yeah, you should get your full sleight of hand. It's not just that. So yeah, yeah, you are successful in making an accomplished poison. Even in a rocking ship, you're just kind of like back and forth rocking with the, and as you rock, you just like pour.
I don't know charge wise how that would work. Would making one poison completely destroy the poisoner kit that I have? Or...
No. Generally, when I do kits like that, I do sets of 2. So disguise kit, you get 2 disguises. Poisoner kit, you get 2 poisoners. Poisons.
All right. Well, then he would definitely with the one he has 2 poisoners kit because I remember spending 100 gold.
Yep.
2.
Mm-hmm.
He would attempt to make the second one.
Okay. Go ahead. And then you and I can discuss what the poison itself actually does.
Okay.
And we'll figure that out. We can do that off screen.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh yeah, you got that one
14.
too. Yeah. Yeah.
Nice.
You were able to make
+7s.
No joke. All right, so you're over there making poisons, and Dante looks at you, Barry, and he's like, "Hey, I got an idea. Why don't we kill some rats?"
Oh gosh.
Sure.
Where do you guys head to do this?
I'm gonna stay in my hut. I'm just gonna send my familiar with him.
Oh god.
Okay. So Barry, let me just ask this. Barry, where are you playing? And I need you to make a performance check.
Let's go. Let's see the front of the ship.
Okay. All right. So you're going up to the bow of the ship, and you can see. What was his name here? Crap. I gotta keep all these names. Hold on, I missed a name. It's Torfit Deepstone. Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
I wanted to ask if I use Flock of Familiars to summon. Would this count as a short rest so that I could keep the spell slot?
I think it's not gonna matter for this. So for now, yeah, I think that works.
Cool. Okay, so then I just summon 2 more owls.
Yeah. All right. And go ahead, Barry, and make me a performance check as you go up next to Torfit, who is rigging ropes around, and I'm going to say it now, a cleat towards the bow of the ship.
It's gonna be horrible. Let's go.
Not bad.
Yeah. You start playing this little melody. Something, you've already done this several times. Something that you kind of picked up on that the rats really enjoy. And as you begin playing, Torfit kind of walks over to you. What you doing? Do you stop or do you continue? Barry?
Would the shield warn Nat of him playing music?
That's a good question.
Wait, has the shield
Where
heard us
so
before?
That's part of what I'm asking.
well, let me ask, because you said you were helping with people around the ship. Would you have been up at the bow?
Possibly. I mean, she's depending on where they need the help.
You know, just because I think this will be a hilarious interaction. Let's say you and Zoc are both up there helping Torfit, who like pauses and like turns around like, "Hey,
That
what
is
do
the
you?"
other side of the question.
Yeah.
I don't know if have any of us actually seen him using this flute before.
Nope. I don't think so.
Yes.
Dante,
have.
Dante,
It was
yes, Dante, yes, but I don't think anyone else has.
Dante and Tav, but that's it.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
yeah, he begins to play, and you guys are start hearing him play this melody. He's like sitting down between on the stairs, between the forecastle and the poop deck, the main floor, and he begins playing this little melody, and he walks over. Hey, what you doing? And the two of you turn around, and your shield, Nat, your shield in your head. It's like, oh God, what is that noise? And you turn around and you see Barry playing pipes. Barry, do you stop playing or do you continue?
I'm gonna continue.
All right. You continue playing, and he walks a little bit closer. And as he continues walking closer, he's like, "Hey, did you hear me? I said, what are you playing?" And as he says that, Barry, you begin to start seeing rats scurrying up slowly from the lower floors, coming out of any cracks that they can find between the lower floors and this floor. There's a small amount of scratching beneath your butt, as well as you can kind of feel rats like churning underneath as well. And he kind of like, he pauses. Barry, you're not paying him any attention, but Nat and Zoc, you see him like pause, look at Barry, and then look at the rest of the ship. Rats all over the place. And as he points that out, three cats begin pouncing on every rat that they can see, just throwing it up in the air, catching it, biting them, breaking things off. There's fur and blood just flying everywhere. These cats are having a hell of a time.
Owls are doing the same thing.
Yeah, no, he's got the cats. They're no longer owls.
Oh,
It's the owls.
Oh, they are owls. Oh, I'm sorry. I
Yes.
thought you said they were cats.
Oh, well, I said cats first, but I was just gonna say throw them overboard if you want.
I'm
My
so
bad.
I'm so confused. Are your familiars cats or owls?
They'll be owls. Yes.
Okay. So that doesn't happen. There are three owls that fly down from the mast and begin scooping up rats. There are actually a couple cats on this ship as well. So I'm not going to retract what I said. There are also cats down there as well. Dante, I'd like for you to make me a charisma check real quick. To make sure that your owls don't inadvertently try to grab the cats as well.
I mean, I could just tell them not to, but okay, sure.
Yeah. Well, yes and no. Familiars have a little bit of their own mind as well. But
Yeah, they're hungry. Right?
they're hungry. You know, it's gonna be tough. So they're not hungry, so it'll be an easy check. Anyway, so go ahead and roll the charisma check, and
it popped up in the meme channel.
oh God,
Oh.
he's still in the meme
My bad.
channel. Good. All right. Okay, yeah, that's good enough. Yeah, you're able to prevent your familiars from accidentally grabbing a cat. They do have a few narrow misses as the cats decide that your owls might also be fun to play with. There are a few narrow misses, but you guys, between the cats and the owls, you guys start making pretty short work of the rats as they start coming up. And Barry continues to play? Question mark.
I think as At that point, I stop, right?
Okay. As soon as you stop, Barry, all the rats stop moving towards you, and just like cockroaches when you turn on a light, they just scatter. They just start running all over the ship. Some jump overboard. The others like running back down. A good number of them have died from this, and you hear yelling from across the other side of the ship. Hey, what are you doing over there? Stop! Stop causing a ruckus! Where the hell are these rats coming from?
Is it possible Nat noted the correlation between when he stopped playing the flute and when the rats suddenly scattered?
It's very clear.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very clear. Like, the moment his lips are done with playing, these rats are like, nope, bye!
Okay.
So, Bofel looks a little agitated. He's got a bit of a mess on the floor, and you see him hand over the wheel to his first mate, and he comes down, almost stomping across the ship, steps on a couple rats as he's making his way down. All right, so who's cleaning up this mess? Who just did this? He's looking over at the lot of you because he knows his men can't do this.
There's a mess. What mess?
I mean, the owls were like grabbing things and throwing them overboard. I thought
The cats were not.
Okay.
Yeah, he's looking at the lot of you guys over here at the bow of the ship, like, okay, who's gonna fess up to this?
Nat gets a little bit curious and is going to go over to Barry, signing, and the shield translates. Were you just summoning them?
The shield, Barry, you hear the shield go, he did it, as Nat's looking at you.
What do you mean I did it? I don't know any magic.
Right, well...
Nat's going to respond pointing at the flute. Did that correct?
Right. So, here's the thing about messes on the ship. If you make a mess, you clean it up. And he like snaps his fingers, and another dwarf from across the other side of the ship comes running with a mop and bucket, and gives it over to Bofel, who in hand holds it up to you, Barry. He all right. So you made the mess. You get to clean it up. Enjoy.
Nat tries to get Bofel's attention real quick.
Go for it.
Wouldn't you want him to get rid of all the rats?
But not in this fashion. Not unless you enjoy walking through blood and fur.
Well, let him finish getting rid of all the rats first, then we'll clean it up.
You see him... You see him, like, visually... He, like, closes his eyes, but you see him roll his eyes in the back of his head.
Wouldn't that make sense? Wouldn't that help protect your cargo? The whole bit?
This is gonna be a very long trip, I can already tell. Fine. Finish what you're doing, then clean up your mess.
Okay.
And I do not want to see a single bit of blood or fur on this poop deck by the time you're done. And he storms away.
It'd be great if we had prestidigitation.
Nat looks back at Barry and like motions for him to continue. She's gonna lean back up against the gunwale, cross her arms, and watch.
All right, Barry, do you continue?
Yes.
Roll me another performance check. This is the one. This is the one where he rolls the nat 1.
Here we go.
This is where I kill the cats.
Yeah.
Gabe, at some point, either before or after, I would have given Dante the items to identify.
Oh, okay. I'll get that here in a bit. Oh, that is really annoying. I did have that written somewhere. Or at least I thought I did. One second. Let me see if I actually have those. I wrote it down when I was
18
traveling.
performance check.
Yeah, Barry, you were able to. No, I didn't write it down. Okay. Barry, you were able to replay this same tune that you were playing a moment before, and once again, rats slowly start scurrying out of all the little hidey holes. They open up the lower decks, and more rats come out from the lower decks.
Nat just starts counting rats.
Oh yeah, there's a good like 50, 60 rats that come out.
And not hundreds.
No, not hundreds. No, it's not a full-on swarm, but it would be if there were enough of them. Yeah, you manage. I would say it probably takes a good 20-30 minutes, but you manage with the help of the familiars and the few cats that they had on the ship to help with that to begin with, to kill all of the rats on the ship. So
Okay.
congratulations on that.
So it gets to a point where he's playing and no more rats are showing up.
Uh-huh. Yep.
Okay, cool. Nat will kind of motion to him. Okay, that's probably enough now.
Do you keep playing, Barry?
He summons the boss.
I'll just play for 5 minutes more, and then I'll start cleaning up.
Okay.
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 Nat will assist with the cleanup process. She enjoyed watching all of that.
Oh. That's fair. Is anyone else helping Barry and Nat? Or are you guys doing your own thing?
During the whole thing, Zoc has been glowing blue eyes. Zoc does not like any of these and just walk into bread the whole time.
Okay. Yep. Yeah, that checks out. Zoc, roll me a perception check. And Luna, are you helping? And Dante? Oh, actually, Dante, you can't. You got your tiny hut and your identifying items. So Luna, are you helping?
Luna's busy too.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Well, Zoc, you see a whole lot of nothing. There's a lot of ocean in front of you.
Yeah,
It's-
Brad, I'm just gonna hang out with you for a bit. It's fucking nuts down there.
Yeah, I see that. Thanks.
Hey, I'm sorry. If I was on a ship, like a medieval ship, and I had a way to get rid of all the rats on the ship immediately at the start of every voyage, I would so do that.
Oh, for sure. No joke. All right, so
Basically paid for our trip.
Yeah. So you guys, Nat and Barry, you guys, it does take you a good 20-30 minutes ish to between the two of you to clean the main deck, and you guys are able to get that clean. Give me one moment because I really wish that I had those items on me, and I did not have those items.
What do you know? 30 minutes is the perfect amount of time for him to identify 3 items. So.
Mhm.
You right.
It all happens for a reason. All right. So I'm gonna ask this because I don't have my notes on this apparently. Did I give descriptions of these items to you guys?
No.
I don't think you
Yeah,
did.
you just told them they were items. One was magical.
Come up.
Dang.
You would come up with as an no.
Okay. Let me see if I put it in. Sometimes I'll put it in my notes. So give me 1 second here. Oh no, that's way back.
Because we found them at like I think the very end of the night.
Yeah. It's down. No, I did
And we
not
had to
make.
deal with Zoc's no left-hand turning.
Best night ever. Okay, so I apparently. Sometimes I have it, and sometimes I don't. Today is apparently not my day, so I apologize for that, guys. Alright, since I didn't give descriptions, it's gonna be... So there was one magic item, and there was 2 other items in there as well? Was that what you were told? You
2
said-
regular items and 1 magical.
Okay, cool. Alright. Give me 1 second. I will give you that magical item. Oh, actually, I already know what that magical item is. You guys are going to love that. The other items are mundane, common. There we go. No. Good lord. All right. So you find, yeah. All right. You are identifying these items, and Dante, the magic item that I described or didn't describe to you prior is a small silver ring. It has several what you believe are old runes in a language that you do not understand.
Oh, we had languages.
It basically translates to "now you see me, now you don't," and which makes a whole lot of sense because this is a ring of blinking. This is a homebrew item that I made a while back. The other item that's non-magical is an arm blade. So, it's a small. Here, let's do this.
It's an arm blade. It's like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, give me
I
1
was gonna
second.
say.
Alright, so it is a sickle arm blade.
Damn, that sounds cool as fuck. Yo.
Yeah, it is cool as fuck. So there's the thing for the arm blade. If you click on that, it's a sickle, so it's a simple melee weapon that is 1d4 slashing. It attaches to your arm, and it is inseparable for as long as you're attuned to it. So it does require attuning. You do not need to be a Warforged to use this. There are mechanical components that wrap around your arm that you are able to, like, with your hand, flail it open and use it. The other item. Oh, the other item, and you'll appreciate this, is a small chain shirt, or not a small chain shirt. It's a chain shirt, and Dante, as you touch it, it changes size to fit your size. But you also, upon identifying it, realize that this is a cast-off armor. This does not require an action to take on or to put off. God, I can't speak. To take off.
Dawn.
So it is a chain shirt.
Dawn and doff.
Yep. Don and doff. So this does not require any action to doff this armor. So take it off. But it is just a regular chain shirt.
Is it medium?
Chainmail
heavy?
armor. Yeah, it's medium.
So okay.
Okay, I seem to be back.
Okay.
Yay!
All right. So
What did I miss?
the arm blade is a sickle arm blade, and the armor is a chainmail shirt that is a cast-off armor.
Arm blade? An arm blade?
Yep.
Okay.
It's a sickle arm blade. So it's basically a mechanical thing that attaches to your arm, and upon moving your hand, it whips out a sickle that you're able to use as a melee weapon.
That's cool.
The chainmail shirt. What's the AC on? Because what I thought says it's heavy, so I have to go check.
Give me 1 second.
It's medium armor.
If it's a chain
Medium
shirt, it should
armor.
be 13.
It is
No.
armor class is 16.
Oh, it's a chainmail. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Big
Chainmail.
boy.
Yeah, that's
chain
why.
shirt.
Oh, I'm sorry, a chain shirt. I'm sorry. Yes, you're right. I apologize. I said chain shirt. It is the armor class is 13 plus Dex modifier.
Okay. That makes more sense.
Yes. Yeah.
Because I look chainmail, and chainmail is heavy.
Yes. Yeah. Chain mail is heavy. Chain shirt is not. All right. So it is. Yes. So those are the two things. The last thing is the magic item that is a ring of blinking. And give me 1 second to give you that description, Dante. Okay.
Could I call people over like our party with my familiar, just to like, hey, come over here.
Sure.
Would the chainmail give disadvantages to stealth?
Yes.
Okay, just double checking.
Yep. You're able to take it off without using an action, but it still gives disadvantage.
The chain shirt?
Yes, I believe so.
I mean, it doesn't show anything about it, but it would only make sense that metal moving around when trying to be stealthy would.
Yeah. I'm pretty certain all the chain armors give disadvantage. I'd have to double check.
Medium armor is a scale mail, and the half plate is disadvantage. The other ones doesn't have disadvantage.
Huh. All right. Well then, no. If it's not in the raw, then definitely it does not give disadvantage.
Yeah, it says made of interlocking metal rings. A chain shirt is worn between layers of clothing or leather. This
Oh, that
armor
makes sense.
offers modest protection to the wearer's upper body. It allows the sound of the ring rubbing against one another to be muffled by outer layers. So, I guess not. Okay, I might be interested in that if possible.
Yep. In case you don't go to that site, that last one is for the Ring of Blinking. Basically, it has upon wearing the ring, does not require attunement. It gains up to 4 charges, and you feel the ring tighten around your finger and are unable to remove it. And until you lose all charges on it, you are not able to remove the ring. Your AC drops by 2, but as a reaction to any incoming attack or spell, or any necessary need for a reaction, you can use that to blink out of the way.
And these 2 items are the mundane items?
No, that's the magic item. That's the rare magic item.
Oh, that's right.
Oh, so it doesn't take time to attune to the ring.
The ring does not require attunement. The arm blade requires attunement. It'll take some time to figure out the mechanical contraption in order to get your hand to work with it.
Okay. Ring's really tricky.
Uh-huh. I don't know if you can hear my dog. She's dreaming, barking in her dreams.
Oh.
So I'm assuming if I call everybody and let them know what the items are.
Okay.
I'll ask them if anybody wants them first.
Let me talk to Bothel first. I'll go find Bothel.
Okay. You find him at the stern of the ship, back at the wheel, at the helm.
Bothel, do you have any armor for trade?
I
'Cause I wanna buy some. What kind of armor do you have?
Hold on one second. Oh my god, I'm having such a hard.
I think you cut out.
Yeah, sorry about that. We have several different pieces of fine dwarven made armor. Skandrn, I'll hold the helm for a moment. I'll go take him below decks and show him around. He flops over and he starts walking away, not saying anything to you, but like waving over his shoulder, like, "Come on, follow me." I'm assuming you go down there.
I want something sturdy, but not too heavy,
Aye. Alright, well, we'll see what we can find then. I'm assuming you go below decks with him?
Yep, I follow him.
Alright. Oh, one moment. Alright, so you walk below deck with him, and you see a whole slew of metal armor. Between ring mail, scale mail, spiked armor, half plate, full plate. Excuse me. There's chain mail, breastplate. There's a lot of decent armor down here. It looks It looks like he is setting up shop in the ship itself.
It's very impressive. Holy shit. How much is for this half plate?
He kind of like looks at you and like looks up at the half plate. You know, I'm not necessarily certain that it's gonna work out well for you to be wearing that, but
Does it fit?
I am sure we could make it fit. But you sure you can carry it?
Yeah.
All right. If you're interested, you know, you guys have helped us out. Normally, I'd charge you $750, but we'll say 700 gold.
700.
Aye,
That
Yeah.
sounds pretty good.
this stuff doesn't come cheap.
Yeah,
You
I'll,
forgot
I'll
he's
take it.
loaded.
You take the half plate.
I'll take the half plate.
All right. So as he like gets this long, heavy looking, almost staff. It's so thick. Pole with a hook on it and like hooks the thing. And you see him like he like makes it look easy. He comes down and he puts it over in front of your face, and you go to grab it. And the first thing your arms do is like, okay. It is an additional 40 pounds to your bag.
That's fine.
Yep, it's very heavy.
I've been working out.
I see that.
You see this? Do
I-
you see this fucking shield?
Right,
That forced me to carry this around. Can you believe that?
I was wondering about that. It did seem a bit odd. I'm impressed that you didn't manage to let it hit the ground, though. That is impressive. For someone of your stature.
Yeah, I mean, I surprised myself.
Hey. Well, is there anything else you're looking for?
No, just the half plate.
All
What did I
right.
miss?
Not too much. Zoc went down below deck and bought half plate mail
Oh,
for
okay.
700 gold. All right.
Alright, so I'll pull out the 5 gems and 2,000 silver. I'll say this should be enough.
5 gems and 2,000 silver. It's 200 gold. And what's the 5 gems were supposed to be?
I think you said 200 each, right?
50 or something.
Yeah, I thought they were
Or
50.
50?
I normally do them for
50?
50. Yeah, I normally do them for 50.
Oh shit, I think I noted it wrong. Oh shit.
I normally do gems for like either in 1050 or like 500. I don't normally do a 100. I like to do weird things.
Okay, and I'll take out the 5,000 silver and
Oh, okay.
4 gems.
Okay, that works. And he like, all right. Well, I guess that works.
Yeah.
Oh.
So where's your vault? Where's your treasury? Because I'm gonna drop a lot of silver. I
Right.
want it
Well,
to roll around.
first, I gotta ask you a question. Where did you get one of these red oversights from? He's pointing at one of the gems that you found in the vault. One of the red gems that you guys had seen from in Tahira. Specifically, you, Zoc. You've seen them before in Tahira. He's asking you.
Interest-
Yeah, he's asking you where you got that.
Interestingly enough, in Londa, it looks a lot like the ones in Tahira, isn't it?
Aye, it does. It just looks a little different, but all right. I was just interested, just curious about that. Very well. Yeah, that'll work. And he takes it from you. We don't really have much of a vault here because I trust all my men. But I imagine Halvany will be able to suit you if you're looking to trade some coin.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I don't have any gold. I just have a lot of silver.
Aye, that's all right.
Where
We-
do I pour it out? Like right here?
Dang.
Hold on one moment. Hold
Okay.
on. And he turns around one moment and starts digging through. You hear like clinking armor, and he pulls out this large satchel, All right, just put it in this bag, and I'll take care of the rest.
All right, just open it for me.
Yeah.
And I'll put yeah. And I'll lean the sack of shifting, and I just put my hands in and just scrape out like
I love it. All right. Well, I appreciate the business. If you're looking for anything else, let me know. We definitely like selling this stuff.
Yeah, it's good doing business with you. All right, I'm gonna head back up.
All right, and he walks up with you as well, back up to the top of the ship. By this time, it's getting close to 10:30 ish. Both suns have gone down a while ago. The moons have risen as well, and you can see there is a dim glowing trail of moonlight on dual moonlight along the sea to the. I'm trying to think of to the left of where you all are headed. Making sure I'm giving you the right directions again. You guys are headed northeast. Moons are to the northwest currently.
Question, Gabe.
Yes.
I was able to call the party, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not familiar?
Yes.
To come and check the items
Yes.
they wanted.
Yep. Oh, yeah. So if you guys want to divvy out, while Zoc was down below deck, if you want to divvy out the 3 items to see who gets what, feel free to do that.
Remind me what the 3 items were again.
Oh, yeah. There is a sickle arm blade, which is basically a mechanical arm blade, and you, like, when a sickle comes out and you're able to melee attack, 1d4 slashing. It's a simple melee weapon. There is a rare Ring of Blinking, which the description is in here. That is the magic item. That Dante, I'm assuming, is telling you all of the information about it, Dante? Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so you would see everything that is in this. And there is, what was a chain shirt of cast off. Basically, you don't require any action to take the chain shirt off.
Yep. Okay. None of that would particularly interest Nat. Sorry, a ring that reduces my AC? No.
Same.
Kept trying to figure out why my AC wasn't going up to 17 with the medium armor, and I think it's because I'm not proficient with medium.
That would be correct. Rogues
That'll
are
do
not
it.
rogues. Neither rogues nor sorcerers are proficient in medium armor.
That is correct.
That makes more sense. Well, every time I clicked it, it said a max bonus of +2, and I was like, no, I have a +4 to my dex, and I couldn't figure out what was going on. So,
well, that's standard for medium armor.
Yep.
Medium armor only allows up to a +2.
Oh,
Based on your deck.
Then leather it is. I guess I'll look at this chain armor and be like, oh, never mind. We'll sell it.
Barry, you want the ring?
There's a good chance some of the dwarves might be, one or more of the dwarves might be interested in a cast-off chain shirt.
Ooh.
Sure, I'll take the ring.
Say that again, Barry?
Sure, I'll take the ring.
Okay. Alright, so Barry gets the
Oh
ring.
shit! I just realized that's a fucking great idea.
Okay.
What's a great idea?
Yeah.
He's gonna be like sneaking, and he's just gonna go.
Oh gosh.
Make sure you read that right.
No, that's not exactly how that
The
item works.
problem with Blink is very chaotic.
Correct.
That's the only
That's,
thing
this
that
also
is
is not. Yeah.
Yeah, this is more of like in a pinch. If you know that you're going to be in danger and you are going to run into something, that's probably when you put it on finally.
True. So then, I guess I'll just take the arm
One
blade.
ring.
Yeah. Who follows the old gods in this party? I'm sorry, I don't remember who follows the old god. I know Nat. Does anyone else follow the old gods?
I am not from here.
Okay, so Nat.
Just now.
Yeah. So Nat, specifically you, because you follow the old gods, you kind of take a look at the ring Dante would have shown you. You would actually know that this is specifically Loki's ring of blinking. Like actually Loki's ring of blinking.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Say that again.
This is Loki's ring of blinking.
Holy shit.
I don't know if you tell that to the party, but Nat, because you follow the old gods, those symbols are very specific to the symbols writing that Loki would use. Like, it would be an assumption. It's not specific, but you would assume that this is something that Loki himself made.
Oh wow. Okay. I changed my mind. Nat might want to hang on to that, not to use, but definitely hang on to.
We
Fight the bugbear.
Yeah, you and Barry can figure that out.
Yeah.
But I wanted to be clear about that. That's why I was asking if
Okay.
Dante, what languages you spoke and everything.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
like if that was the problem, I comprehend languages, so I could read it.
yeah, so you could read it. And like I said, it says
Reading a language and recognizing symbols are not necessarily the
very
same thing.
different. Basically, when you cast comprehend languages, it basically turns any written language into common. That's basically what it does,
Yeah.
so that you can read it. So you
Yeah.
do not.
You would understand the literal meaning of words, not necessarily any abstract symbolism.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, it's a good thing at least one of you follows the old gods.
That would at least suggest caution with using that, and be careful with that. It has some connections to Loki, which, given our current situation, might not be the best thing. I don't know how well the shield translates that, but she says it.
Yeah, we'll just say the shield, with a bit of sass, the shield says basically that.
Okay.
And I guess at this point, you guys hear coming up from the lower deck. You hear ching 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 ching. Look at me, Nat. Look at me.
Nat, you turn around and
What does the shield
you
say to
see
that?
you see Zoc. He's like completely covered in what looks like half plate armor that looks a bit too big for him at the current. That he's just kind of like walking like with his shield coming up. Hey, Nat.
That's what I'm asking. Nat wouldn't hear him shout that. What does the shield tell Nat?
You hear the shield tell you to turn around and look, and then you'd see Zoc in that.
I was imagining something to the effect of, "Oh dear, turn around, you have to see this."
Well, he couldn't necessarily see it either, so you were
Okay.
facing the other way.
Okay.
But yeah, so you see Zoc in currently ill-fitting plate armor that the dwarves will fix for you by the time you need to use it.
Gotcha. Okay.
Bofel, how long do you think you're gonna take to fit this?
Right. Only a couple hours. It won't take us very long.
Okay, can you do it for me like now?
Sure. Thakrit! And he yells up to his first mate, who comes down, and he's like,
That was Scanlan.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I said the wrong thing. I said the wrong person. I'm looking at the wrong name. Torfit is who he yells at. The skinny one. He yells at Torfit, who comes over, and he's like, "Hey, make this armor fit for him, will ya?" And Torfit like puts his hands out to grab the half plate armor from you, Zoc. Do you take? I'm assuming you take it off for him.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
not even probably done, so it
Right.
just
Yeah.
kind of slide off.
It looks a little silly on Zoc, but it's it is what it is. So yeah, he takes it and he heads below deck. And about 5 to 10 minutes later, you guys hear some ding, 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 ding.
Nat follows because she wants to know how he's doing smithing on a ship.
He's not necessarily smithing. He's more tweaking the size. So it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. We're yeah. It's
Okay.
gonna be fine.
All
Don't think about it too hard, Tim.
Don't question it. Don't question it.
Nat's still curious.
Okay, Nat, you go down to the below decks and you see that they have an entire forge on a. No, I'm just messing with you. It's a
Dwarven magic.
it's yeah, basically it's a very small what looks like a dwarven. It is a small forge looking thing. There is a small heated element that he's able to use, but it's all surrounded by stone, where it is very secure away from wood of the ship, and there's already an outflow for exhaust. They're very good at what they do. But yeah, he's able to correct that for you in an hour or so. Is anyone else?
It's a good setup for small metal work or like heating something to like slightly refit it, that sort of thing.
Basically,
it's not full on forging.
Yeah, it's not like it's more like they have a blowtorch that they're able to heat certain things up with, and they're able to tink it.
Mm-hmm. Gotcha.
Not a full on forge. So by this time, it's getting close to 11 p.m. at night. You guys have all had an eventful day, ish. Bread's still flying around the top, and in the distance, Zoc, you feel a ping from Bread.
Alright, I'll tap in.
Okay. As you tap in, you see what looks like in front of you, about 2 or 3 miles out, a wall of mist, and it almost looks like the ocean just stops. There is just a white wall that you guys look to be heading into.
Cool. I'll talk to Bofel.
Okay.
About 2 miles ahead, there's a wall of fog. Is that normal?
Lads, it's a little sooner than we'd like, but you know the drill. And you see them kind of like shift, and they all start scurrying to change. The sail actually drops. They like, it's not drops off. It's more like a half mast, where they slow the speed down of the ship, so they're not moving too fast. All right, and he starts listing off names. I'll get names of all 7 dwarves later, but he starts listing off names of people who's keeping watch overnight. He's gonna go sleep, and what's his face? Scandron is gonna watch overnight, take the overnight shift for steering and whatnot, and then one of his other crewmen is gonna help with the navigation. And what are you guys doing for the evening, for sleeping wise?
Okay, for the sake of brevity, can we decide who takes what?
Well, it's up to you guys. If you guys don't want to take watch, you have 7 other dwarves that are manning the ship.
I'm talking about the
No,
items.
Zoc's talking about the items.
Ah, okay. I'm sorry.
It sounds like no one's particularly interested in the chain shirt or the arm blade, so both of those might be things we were thinking about selling. Last I heard, Barry was looking at taking the ring.
Yeah.
So
Barry, you still want the ring? Barry? Barry? Barry!
Hello.
There we go.
see,
Barry, you still want the ring?
If Nat said something about like be careful using it, he'll probably like, you know what? Maybe I don't want it.
well,
Okay.
if no one wants to take it to use it, Nat would want to hang on to it.
Okay. That's fair.
I mean, it's really good if you're in a sticky situation.
Mhm.
But
Yeah. Or if you're a
I mean,
wizard.
it's not really good. It's like a Hail Mary.
It's like a lifeline.
Yeah, I was thinking of it too.
Especially because of that auto attune. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, you basically,
I was gonna
like-
say if he doesn't want it, then I guess I'll probably take it.
It's like
Yeah.
it's like Frodo. You like run into battle, you slip on the ring, and then while no one's looking, you go back like 30 feet. Yeah. So okay. So Nat's got the ring. You guys are gonna end up selling the armors, the other items.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what it
Cool.
seems like. Yeah.
All right. So yeah, you guys. What are you doing for the night then?
Luna would probably try to find him a spot and crash out, but I'm sure he's going to have a hard time sleeping the first night.
I mean, you could just go in the hut, still there.
Yeah, I'm actually at this point. Everyone who has not sailed, go ahead and make me a Constitution saving throw. So everyone not Nat and Barry.
Oh, it was a 20.
Oh, all right. So, Luno, you start to feel a bit queasy this evening as you kind of start paying attention to your surroundings. You can no longer see land anywhere around you, and the rocking of the ocean is just making you feel a little like, ooh, okay. Again, I'll better like you feel like you should go lay down, sort of deal. And as soon as you lay down, you feel like you need to retch, and you rush up to the front of the bow and just barf right over the edge of the bow.
How up at the up front? How much traffic / how bouncy is it there?
So it's a fairly large ship, so it's not overly bouncy. It's more of a rocking motion. So
Okay, so that rock is going to be everywhere I go.
Yeah, oh yeah. There's no escaping the rocking.
Okay, then I'll probably just chill out there for the rest of the night.
Yep, that tends to happen on ship voyages.
Yeah. Just letting you know, there's nowhere on a ship that you're going to get away from the rocking motion.
Nope.
No, that's fair, but I just wasn't sure if it was going to be more violent up at the front.
No. It's basically the same no matter where you're at. The worst part of the ship is going to be in the stern and the lower decks. There's a strong humming and vibration coming from the motor of this ship that is helping to propel it forward in the low winds. That does not help the rocking.
Okay, then yeah, after I throw up the first time, I'm probably going to just plop down there and be like, okay, this is bed tonight.
Okay, Dante, you feel okay. Zoc, you feel a little weird, maybe a little seasick, but not necessarily at the point of vomiting yet.
Yeah. Every time I feel like a vomit coming up, I'm gonna tap into bread.
So you still feel your sense of, like, you still have sense of touch. You still have that sensory of motion. So tapping into bread isn't going to change that. It actually, if anything, it would probably make it worse because you're no longer on a ship rocking. You're in a bird that's not rocking, but you still feel like you're moving left and right and going in circles now.
He has good feels.
Okay.
It helps. Okay.
Okay. Apparently it does. So you guys kind of set up for the night. Those of you not staying on the bow, go below decks with the rest of the crew that's going to sleep for the night.
Nat would find somewhere up on the main deck.
Okay. There's not
Nobody's
really a
going to-
great place to lay up on the main deck, but you could kind of find a place out of the way, ish to like lay down for a bit. Do you have like a bedroll or something?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that would work then.
Question, nobody's gonna go into a tiny hut. I mean, people can come in. The weather's gonna be okay.
Only if we were in it when you cast it.
Yeah, he tried to make sure that everyone was there for that.
Right.
We'll say
Oh,
that.
really? Is that the way it works?
Yes.
You can walk in and out, can't you?
Oh, only if
You can walk in and out if you were in it when it was created.
correct.
If you were not inside it when it went up, you cannot pass through it.
That's a learning curve. Dante would know that, and you guys would have all been in it. I'm not gonna split hairs over that. So yeah, if you guys want to sleep in the tiny hut, everyone but Luno. If you guys want to sleep in the tiny hut, feel free to. Some of the men actually see it come up and they're like, huh, and then they walk below deck. So who is sleeping and who's staying up?
That's just gonna find a spot up against like one of the gunwales.
Okay. All right, and Zoc, where are you sleeping? Above or below deck?
Below.
Okay.
And before going to sleep, I'm just gonna stay in the main deck.
Okay.
And it's just that I lost my cane.
Yes. Yeah, you're
So,
actually having a bit of a time walking at the moment.
I mean, it's okay. It's not like I have a limp or anything. But I'm gonna lean onto the mast and I'm gonna think. All right, I'm coming north. Are you there?
Okay. You think that, and there is no response.
Now I'll go to bed.
As you go to turn, you feel some of the sea waves hit the boat and kind of like splash up on the stump of your tail as you turn around to head downstairs. And you head downstairs, Barry. You sleeping above or below decks?
You know what? I'll sleep in the tiny hut.
Okay. So just so you're aware, because I think this is hilarious. You can see out of the tiny hut. However, you cannot hear anything outside of the tiny hut. I play this way in my Saturday campaign because I absolutely love the idea of a literal tiny hut where nothing comes in and out other than what you allow. So those of you, as you go into the tiny hut, there's just silence. There's no crashing waves. There's no wind whatsoever. It's a little stagnant actually in the tiny hut, but it's all right. It's bearable. Luno.
Maybe that's why I rolled so high.
Yeah, yeah, must be. All right, and I think that's everyone. So you guys kind of settle in for the evening. Luno, I hate to say it, man, but you do not get a long rest. You are going to have 1 point of exhaustion,
I hate you.
which will make the next set of saves even more difficult. Roll me another Constitution saving throw.
Yeah, can you give me just a moment?
Yeah. This will be for in the morning anyway, so you're not quite there yet. Zoc and Dante, you will, in the morning, also roll one. Lunas will be with disadvantage since he will have a point of exhaustion.
A single point of exhaustion doesn't usually affect saves. That doesn't
Is it
usually
not
happen
saves?
until third point.
Oh, okay. I'm
No,
misremembering.
just
Okay.
ability checks.
Okay, cool.
First point.
Okay, so I'm doing a con.
No disadvantage.
No disadvantage this time, sorry. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay.
21.
Cool. Yeah, you guys feel a bit better. Dante, you feel not great in the morning. With the lack of wind and sound that you had overnight, you wake up in the morning kind of feeling really queasy. You're not quite on the verge of vomiting, but any moment you feel like you could just like upchuck.
I'll just play music then.
Okay. So I'm skipping to morning. So that you guys everyone did what they wanted to for the night, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I just want to make sure before I move on. Okay, so yeah, you guys, everyone but Luno gets a nice long rest. You were able to cover everything. Luno, I will give you a short rest, but you will still have a point of exhaustion. So if you had anything that you can recover with a short rest, you can do that. But yeah, you spend most of the night, Luno, throwing up. It's not a very pleasant evening. So, as you all wake up, you see new sets. You see new sets of individuals up at the upper decks. Those of you waking up there, Luna, you would have seen kind of a shift change overnight, and as you as everyone kind of comes to, there's a bit of a hustle and bustle as the crew's kind of into the swing of things. This will be, I'm gonna say, your first full day is gonna be a bit uneventful. So if there's any downtime things that you'd like to do throughout the day, now is the time.
What was the last thing you said?
So this, I'm just gonna go ahead and pre-tell you that this day on the sea is gonna be uneventful. So if you have any downtime activities that you'd like to practice with or work on, anything like that for yourself, feel free to tell me what you'd like to work on. Otherwise, the ship crew is gonna enlist you in helping with cleaning, making food, prepping meals, fishing, that sort of stuff.
Luna would be getting his sea legs, but also practicing his whip form.
Okay. Yeah, you'll get a full 8 hours of practice.
Okay.
Anyone else?
Awesome.
Can I practice the flute?
Okay.
So
Okay. I don't think you need to practice too much longer here, Barry. How many hours do you have on that already?
I remember it was 8 hours when we were building when they were building the bridge, right?
Yeah.
Another 8 now. That's 16. I think I did like 2 maybe, or maybe 1. I don't remember.
Okay. Yeah. So you're pretty close, because I think I was only gonna make it like 25 hours or something, because it's in order to play like a simple tune like that for that, because you play it all the time.
5 hours, right?
Okay. Yeah, I don't remember what it was, but I like the idea of 25 hours, so I'm docking it. It's 25 hours total now.
But the whip is 500 still. Right?
Yes, the whip is 500 still. That is a lot of practice that you need to do. Whips are hard, let me tell you. I've tried.
Yeah. Fair enough.
I have a question about the sickle. Like, if I just have it in my inventory, it says -2. It's a light weapon and I can't use it.
It is. There should be if you do arm blade, there should be an arm blade that you can use that you can attune to.
Yeah,
in your
that
item.
I have that, but it's like -2.
Oh, because a sickle is. Yeah, because
sickle is a simple weapon. You should be able to.
You should be able to use it. It's because it. I think it is a strength-based weapon, and he does not have strength. Let me check.
Oh
his
yeah,
thing.
that's fair.
Yeah.
It's not. It's not a finesse weapon. No.
Yes. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be why.
Yeah. Which means if that's the case, then it also does -2 damage.
It does no damage.
It does. It's a 1d. It's basically a 1d1.
1d4 -2.
Actually heal people.
Yeah. Done.
Rather dying with it. You're right.
If you roll 1, it's actually gonna heal 1.
Yeah. You know what? Just so
You
it's
become a necromancer.
if you actually want to use it, I'm gonna that's a little ridiculous. So I would just say that you would get a 1d4 minimum. So if you do want to use that, it won't be like a 1d4 -2. It'd just be a 1d4.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, because I honestly I think that's kind of dumb that you have a sharp weapon and it's strength based and you do less damage if you're less strong. But that's just me. Okay, so you guys sleep through the night. It's very uneventful, and in the morning you wake up and you were all greeted with, those of you outside the tiny hut, a fresh smell coming from below the deck, and those of you who are already below deck, you smell the smell of like boiled fish. It's not the best smell in the world, but it's not bad actually. Carrots and potatoes and onions. It's not too bad. for breakfast, just FYI. So those of you that are not a fan of fish are probably going to need to make a con save because it is very fishy. But you guys are all able to have breakfast. You wake up, it's roughly 7 a.m., and you guys spend the day doing whatever it is that you'd like to do. I don't think I've heard Zoc and Dante yet, or Nat.
Or Nat. So specifically after the first night, Nat would talk to Bofel about actually standing official watches.
Okay.
Which I made a note of that in the chat. How
Okay.
that normally works. It's 4 hours on, 8 hours off. Normally.
Okay.
So she would volunteer to do that. In her off time that she wouldn't be actually standing the watch, she's gonna try to have some conversation with the dwarves, and just kind of like get to know them now that we've run into them a few times now. So.
Yeah, so you'd get a bit of information from a few of the dwarves. They are merchants by trade. They come from the mountains to the west originally, couple hundred years ago. They don't know a lot of the history. They spent most of their lives under the mountain, but they don't say anything specific, but they allude to things happening underground that drove them out and into the upside, as they call it, and they took up trade. They're good craftsmen, good with weapons, so they took up trading and made a lot of coin with it, and that's kind of how they got into the trade, and that's why they do what they do. And they've been doing it for like 20-30 years.
Okay, cool. Would Nat have some idea of like if they come from a clan that has some connection to where the blood axes came from, or
roll me
necessarily.
Roll me a history check. Oh, there we go. Yeah, with an 11, you're not overly familiar with the clan that they mention, which is the Stonefield clan.
Okay.
It's a pretty much an unknown clan to you, and it doesn't seem to have any ties to the Blood Axes as far as you're aware.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Yeah, Zoc, you're able to do that. You'll get another 8 hours of practice. All right. So, and then Barry, no, Dante. What are you doing for the day?
Well, I will attune to the arm blade, I guess.
Okay.
And then I will practice climbing. Why not?
Practice climbing. Okay.
Did you have a spell scroll to copy? Or has that already been done?
No, I don't have any other spell scrolls.
Oh, okay. I wasn't sure.
Yeah. I mean, I wanted to ask if I could look for any magic items they have, but I don't know.
Can you guys hear me?
Maybe they could sell. I could sell them the Dragon's Breath scroll. If they want it.
Did we lose Gabe?
Okay, so once again, technical difficulties, nothing to do with the other app that I've been using. Awesome.
Okay, guess what?
Damn it! If only we could record them.
Gabe?
That would have
I
been
don't
a funny
know.
gift.
I don't know what the hell is going on because that's. I don't even have that app open again. So.
Yeah, that's bad. Okay.
So I'm gonna have to figure out what's going on because that's just absolutely infuriating. All right, so we are back, and all right, so I heard. It's annoying because I can hear you guys talking in the app.
Got it.
Mm.
So, all right, so you guys, I think I had Dante. I missed what you were doing.
Oh,
Yep.
I wanted to see if they had magic items, but I don't think they do.
Who are you asking?
Belful.
Okay, yeah, if you're asking Bofel, they do have some magic items. It's mainly spell scrolls.
Yes. Yes. Let's go.
Oh man.
Perfect person to ask.
Uh-huh. Okay, 1 second, and I will tell you what they have. Wait, why is this not? Hold on 1 second.
Right. So if I copy it, I can't give it to anybody else to copy it, right? It's just me.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Damn. Oh well.
Yeah, if you copy the spell that expends the spell slot, the spell scroll.
Correct.
If you're copying it into your spell book, yeah.
Okay, so they only have 4, and the 4 that they have is a scroll of augury, a scroll of dark vision, a scroll of protection from evil and good, and a scroll of shield.
Ooh.
What's augury?
So augury
Fortune
here,
telling.
yeah, basically. Here.
It's your most basic divination spell.
Yeah. That's a cool pick.
Yeah, it is.
Where's that
Someone
coming
getting messed
from?
up.
Yeah, that is not what augury does. I don't know why that's even the picture of that. All right, so those are, and I'm just going to do it this way because I have a list already. So this is the list here for the price. So augury and darkness are 240 gold a piece. The other two are, I think, 120, right?
120.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. So if you want to buy any of those 4, that's really as far as magic items. That's what they have. Zoc, you'd have gotten 8 hours of practicing in blind darkness with Eldritch Blast. Real quick, Zoc, are you firing Eldritch Blast into darkness?
No, I'm just gonna close my eyes.
Yeah. But where are you firing your Eldritch Blast?
From behind the boat. I'm gonna use silent image to make the image of various monsters that we fought, like the spiders, the Neogi,
Okay.
the frog, Vid, and just close my eyes and I have Brad on my shoulder, and I just
He'll never die.
create my shooting gallery.
Okay. As you're casting these spells, you start hearing like murmurs from behind you in Dwarven. You don't speak Dwarven, do you?
No.
Okay. Yeah, you start hearing murmurs from behind you in Dwarven. You don't understand what they're saying, but every time you miss, there's like a. They're laughing at you as you're missing.
I'll turn and look at them with my. I actually don't look at them. I just, my blue eyes will stare at them.
while still shooting.
Ah, all right, all right. I mean, it's just funny to watch you miss. Fine. And they walk away.
And I turn back.
All right. And you were able to get 8 hours of practice in for that. So I think that's everyone else. I think that's everyone. So you guys spend the day doing everything. Dante, did you purchase any of those scrolls? Oh, did we lose Dante now? Oh, okay, there he is.
I'm still here.
Okay.
From evil I'm good, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not? I'll take protection from good and evil.
Okay.
That's actually a really good spell.
It is.
Just saying.
Any other recommendations?
First level spell.
Anybody want a shield?
Oh man. See, I knew this was gonna come up. Yeah. Give me 1 second. Because I've given you 3.
You've given us 4 technically.
4? Did I give you 4?
Ophel,
Yeah, I
Torfet,
have.
Well, Scandrin and Tharkrit. Thakrit.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll do... There is Kazal, Casto, and... Yeah, keep going.
Not stone related last name? Okay.
Yeah. Not quite as related. Give me a second here. There is Yorzair, heavy miner.
Okay.
Yeah, Kazal. He is a very plump, older looking dwarf. Has a full braided beard that comes down that is pretty much always has ale in it.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
He's the group drunk.
Basically, yeah. Yep. So I gotta continue to add. Oh, that's not what I want. Gotta continue to add
He's
my
the
stuff
vid
here.
of their group.
Yeah, that's a good way to describe it. There we go. All right, and we are almost done. So that's, I gave you 4, so we need 1 more, and the last one is Duzerlug, Earth Sunder.
Duzerlug?
Yep.
Wow. Okay. All right. Is there heavy miner?
Since you're asking for names.
Do Zulu. I just met her.
Oh man. All right. So that is the full
Okay.
crew. You would have learned the names after about the first day. You kind of like start getting names. They're all very distinct looking. They're all different. Red hair, black hair, brown hair. You know, they look very different from each other. They're definitely not part of the same family.
Okay. All right.
And so the first day is very uneventful. It's very eerie though. Traveling through this fog, this mist, as the day progresses, you can see that there is two balls of light overhead, the 2 suns in the sky, but you can't make out the suns. And within this haze, you can see maybe 30-ish feet in front of the boat. There is someone always standing at the bow of the boat, making sure that you guys are headed in the right direction. He's yelling back course change corrections, as well as the person standing next to the person at the helm. The person at the bow is also in charge of making sure the boat does not run asunder of anything as well. This is a sea. However, there are very small islands. There are small inlets
Islands.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep, it is. It's very there's actually, even on the first day, you come across a single It's a narrow mist of a single long column that shoots up into the mist of pure rock, just in a cylindrical form that just shoots up from the ocean itself. It doesn't move, but you know what I'm saying. It's standing up from the water, and the person at the front of the boat's like yelling like starboard, 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 just real hard. The boat has to lurch, and you guys do manage to barely miss that. And you realize now why this is such a dangerous trip after that first narrow miss. It literally like maybe a minute or two to turn the entire boat before hitting that. So someone always has to be watching. You learn that the hard way. Everyone who is not sailed, go ahead and make me one more Constitution saving throw. This time with disadvantage. As this is the third day, you can no longer even see the horizon. Dante, yeah, you're able to copy the spell as well. You have plenty of time. Those are, I believe, low-level spells.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
Zoc, this time you're the one that goes over to the to the bow and just kind of lurches for a bit. It's not most of the day or anything like that, but you do have like a and you do have to vomit at some point during the day.
Okay. No one panic, but I think I need my cane. Have anyone seen my cane?
Oh, that's right.
I haven't seen that for a moment.
Haven't seen that in a hot minute.
Yeah, I haven't seen it since we left. So we jumped the boat.
So you say that out loud, and you hear you're standing actually pretty close to. Oh God, I got to keep these names up in front of me. Good Lord, you're standing actually pretty close to Kazal, Casto, and you hear this. Bleh. Right, oh well, I saw it drop off the edge of the boat. I was gonna say something, but we are in a bit of a pickle. So your cane is back by the river.
Yep, that's what I thought. Fuck. Okay. Okay. Don't panic.
Nat signs to Zoc. You should probably get used to not really using it anyways.
I mean, I needed to do big things. Okay, look at me now. I can walk normally, but I needed to do big things.
During this conversation, as you're feeling like the pit of your stomach drop when he says your cane is left, that's when you vomit. You're like, oh God, oh God. Yeah. Bri, you make it over to the edge of the ship, but you definitely that's the moment. And you hear a few chuckles, but everyone has to get their sea legs at some point. They chuckle for like half a second, and they're just like, okay, well, he'll get over it eventually. This will be the last con save, so don't worry about that. You guys spend the rest of the day kind of watching out, practicing your tips and tricks of the trade, working on spells, and just generally learning as you guys are progressing through this. And as the night, the sun start to set, you guys are still in mist, and all of a sudden the mist fades. And you guys are back out in the open ocean, the two moons above you overhead at night, and you guys are able to, those of you not Nat, sleeping for the evening, get a long rest. There are no more con saves after the first 36 hours. I would say you guys probably have your sea legs by now, yeah, everyone can take a long rest except Nat, who I need to make a perception check. Nat, you were taking watch, and I see you have questions. Yeah, I'll describe the rest of them eventually.
Okay. As far as Nat standing the watches, the way she's going to do it, since I said she's taking first watch, that's the midnight to 4 and noon to 4. So she's going to be taking from 4 a.m. to noon as her time to sleep below deck.
Okay. Oh, so you're sleeping from 4 a.m. to noon.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, so yeah, you're able to.
After standing for watch.
Yeah. Okay, so go ahead and roll me a perception check, along with a few of the other ship hands that I'm rolling separately on that 1 and a 13. Okay, so yeah, that kind of checks out. So you guys are traveling through the night, and you don't actually see anything this evening. Out in the distance, though, Nat, way off in the distance, maybe 30, maybe 50 miles away, you see dark clouds kind of blocking out some of the moonlight in the distance. There's every once in a while you see straight in the direction you're headed. You see what looks like flashes of light. You don't see any lightning, but you're pretty certain that it's a thunderstorm you guys are headed towards. It doesn't look like the other guys have either noticed or cared enough.
Okay. If she starts to notice lightning, that's a storm at sea. She's going to bring it up with them at least.
Okay. Well,
especially since it's right in the direction we're heading.
Yeah. Upon bringing it up, you know, I imagine your shield's like, "Hey, look to the north." You know, that sort of deal. And they look over and they both say. They both look at each other and say something in Dwarven, which I think you understand, right?
Yes.
Yeah, they both like, oh shit, and they yell back in Dwarven to the first mate who's helming overnight, and they yell back to him, a storm coming from the up to the north, and he responds, yeah, I saw it a while ago. But yeah, other than that, it's a pretty uneventful evening, and you are also able to get a long rest, but you'll wake up at noon.
Yeah.
So, you stay up until 4 a.m. watching, and as you were watching, you do see the storm kind of rolling in closer and closer. The waves get a little worse and a little worse as you get closer. The light chop that you guys have had, the like bobbing back and forth has kind of changed to like large lurches as you guys are hitting these waves, moving back and forth, and then as they make course corrections, you're like, oh god, you start to get sea swells in the range of like 3 to 4 to 6 feet, and as you get closer, the waves continue to get larger and larger, until Nat, it's about 4 a.m. and you head off to bed. Is anyone else? I'm just going to ask. Does anyone else think that they'd wake up from large sea swells?
I think Zoc would wake up.
Zoc would wake up.
Yeah.
Okay. So a funny thing about Zoc. We're going to get to Zoc in a second. Who else said that?
I say Luna would. I'm sorry.
Not Dante?
Oh yeah, he probably would.
Dante would? Okay. Okay.
Luna wouldn't because he's exhausted.
that's probably true. Probably true. Okay. Yeah. So Dante, you wake up and you see Zoc looks as you're. Oh no, you're above. You don't see Zoc. Never mind. Okay. Yeah, you wake up and Dante. It's roughly like 5:30 in the morning. The sea swells have become almost 10 feet. They're very large swells. Some of them are actually hitting above. They're crashing above the ship, and rushing off to the back, to the stern of the boat. And as you wake up, you can see some of the dwarves like frantically tying down the sail, so taking it down, wrapping it up, and trying to. They're working on dismantling the mast to take down the sail as they're going into this storm. They're
Oh yes, especially since it's made of metal.
they're
Oof.
yeah they're also fairly certain that the whatever's powering the boat pushing it forward will continue to do so through the storm. So I don't know if you do anything, Dante, during this time, or just watch them.
I would ask if they need a hand, and then I'd probably ask them.
Not gonna
If
lie,
they
someone
want-
with spider time would probably be very useful for securing sails.
Yeah, if you
Yeah.
if you ask for help, they and they would have seen you practicing your climbing around the boat. They would just ask you to go up and untie the the sail as they're working on taking everything else down, detaching it before the winds rip it away.
Okay.
Okay.
I would also ask them if I help them with that. Do I use the tiny hut to also protect it from a potential lightning strike if there's
So if you leave the tiny hut, it goes away. That's why I was asking.
Yeah.
So it would be a
That's
case of if you want
why
to do
I
the hut,
wanted
it'd
to
have to
say-
be after you help with the sail.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why. After I help with the sail, I'll let them know to stay in. Be like, hey,
Oh,
we're gonna
okay.
raise this thing again. Come in.
Okay. Well, they'll take that in an appreciative manner and say yes. So you'll have to start casting and just be like, all right, come over. I'm about to release it, sort of deal. And
Yeah.
You'll be able to cast that, and they'll be able to move through it without issue. Zoc, from below depth. Ooh, excuse me, man! I just burping up a storm tonight. Sorry. From below depths, in deep dream sleep, you find yourself on a ship itself in your dream. You are sailing through treacherous waters, and the ship is taken under. It's sunk, and as you sink down with this ship, you feel your lungs filling up with water. You feel like you can't breathe, but you realize that you're able to breathe. And as you come to this realization, you see a large, dark object approaching you, and you hear the words in your head, "Take power." I'll type it out. You hear, "Take power, give help, bring force," and as you do that, you once again wake up with sea salt, oh my God, seawater in your mouth. You don't choke because you can breathe, but you wake up with seawater in your mouth, not in your lungs, but in your mouth. And as you wake up and like come up and look around, you see what looks like a blue-green, almost roiling water looking cane on the floor next to you.
Paint?
Pain.
Do you say paint?
Cane.
Cane. Oh,
Cane.
I'm gonna check if this is real.
As you come up, you like spit the water out onto the ground, and reach over, and as you touch the cane, it almost evaporates completely in your hand. So this glowing light blue cane that is just, it looks like boiling water coming from this cane. As soon as you touch it, the cane like shrinks back down into what is a small, almost wooden handle, no bigger than the size of your palm. It's only, I would say it's probably the size of your thumb, all the way down into that, and you kind of like look down, and you feel like you could call this back out if you'd like, as you're holding this.
Yeah, I call it back out.
Yeah, it once again, just like a lightsaber, man. It just like boiling, bubbling blue-green water, all wrapped in what looks like this long, thin cane perfectly sized for you.
I look at the cane and I think, I say, I really hate it when I'm in a dream within a dream. Okay, let's wake up for real.
Okay.
And then I'll smack my smack my leg with a cane.
Roll me a d4.
Ooh.
Okay. Yeah, you take 1 point of bludgeoning damage as you whack yourself in the leg, and a small welt begins to form. Your cane is definitely there. It's definitely real, and you are definitely not sleeping.
Thank you, I
probably
guess.
hear some coming from nearby.
Am I alone? Am I sleeping close to anyone, or is it just me?
I mean, if you were sleeping below decks, you'd definitely be sleeping with other people around you.
Yeah. And everyone is asleep.
Most of them are pretty in deep sleep. As you look over, you see a single dwarf, kind of like a like hunched over, sort of stature, elderly looking, gray hair, gray beard, just kind of like staring at you. And then you see him like,
Which one was that?
yeah, that one was where are my names here? I gotta go back and forth. Good lord.
The one you said that was older so far was Kazal.
Kazal is older-ish. This guy is elderly.
Okay.
That would be Yazair, heavy miner.
Was there? Okay. All right.
I'm gonna hex him, and I'm gonna go back to sleep.
Okay. Does that doesn't do any damage, right? That's just
No. It's just give him. It just makes him uncomfortable.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right.
I'm gonna give him disadvantage on dex check.
Okay.
So you feel more.
Okay. Yeah, you
Clumsy.
you cast hex on him. Do you stay awake?
No, I just go back to sleep.
Okay. About 15-ish minutes after you head back to sleep, you hear this and like open your eyes, and you see Yazair like rush up out of his hammock that he has, and he rushes up the stairs. He looks green. Like
He
he's gonna
looks
throw
green?
up. Like he's gonna throw up. Okay, so that happens at night, and you go back to sleep, and everyone wakes up bright and early the next morning, except for Natalia, who is doing her thing, working on different shift hours.
Yep.
Yeah, so I'd like for this one, everyone go ahead and make me a actually, I take that back because you guys were headed into a storm. So, as you guys, yeah, sorry about that. I'm just gonna gloss over that whole nasty storm. Yeah. So as you wake up, Zoc, it's about 5:30 p.m. You try to go back to sleep, and every time you feel like you're about to go back to sleep, there's a loud from the ship as the ship itself falls to the ground as it hits the edge of one of the wave crests. Just and
Like a second free fall.
yeah, like a quarter second free fall where the ship's just like going up and then and everyone who's below deck along with you, you kind of hear these moans and groans as everyone's kind of like, oh god, what's going, oh god. You hear some of the dwarves, anyone who speaks Dwarvish would hear them cursing in Dwarvish. Those that don't speak Dwarvish just hear angry sounding words as all of the dwarves get up and start rushing upstairs. Those of you upstairs, Dante and Barry, because you were in the tiny hut as well, I believe, right? I think.
Barry?
Yes.
Yeah.
Second time, the first
Yeah.
time.
Yeah. So
Come
as soon
around,
as
yeah.
as soon as Dante left, Barry, you would have been awoken pretty quickly by the sound of yelling and rushing wind past your hair now, and you would hear rolling thunder in the distance. Dante, there are pretty high winds at this point. It's about almost 30 miles an hour at some point at some points as you're climbing up this mast to untie the sail. So I'd like for you to make me a two things. The first is to make me a strength saving throw to make sure that you can make your way up there without getting thrown off the mast. Okay, that's good enough because his climbing gives him it's like walking. So it's like difficult terrain but walking. So yeah, you're able to climb up this mast in the high winds without being thrown off with the ship rocking because it's rocking forward and back. So you're just gonna hold on real tight and like climb up the mast. The second thing I'd like for you to do is roll me a sleight of hand check to see if you can hold on while untying the rigging from the sail, allowing it to drop to the ground.
Question.
Yeah.
Did I have my familiar assist?
No, because they are owls and they do not have opposable thumbs.
I have beaks.
Well, unless you're trying to cut the rope, that isn't going to help either. Okay, yeah, you're able.
It's probably blowing real bad.
Yeah. Despite the high winds and the shaking ropes in your hand as you're trying to do this, you actually have pretty good dexterous fingers, small fingers, nimble enough to hold on one and then kind of like wrap your hand around. You like untie the rope. It takes you a good minute and a half or two just to get the rope untied, and as you release it, the sail flaps down half a second and then just straight back into the mast as wind catches it for a good almost solid like 10 seconds, and then it drops again, and then about 2/3 of the way down once again just straight into the mast as another gust of wind. You were able to climb down at this point, and the sails are down. The men thank you for helping them, and they are able to start dismantling the mast itself as well. By this time,
clouds.
yeah. By this time, Nat, I'd like for you to make me a perception check. Make me two. Make me two different perception checks. One's for the shield.
Okay. Any disadvantage for being asleep?
No, actually.
You still feel the vibration of
Yep.
the waves.
Very much so at this point.
Okay. So that would be
The
Nat.
shield can also tell you.
The shield. Okay.
Okay, so Nat, you don't initially wake up, but you in your dream state, whatever dream you're having, you all of a sudden just hear this voice like, "Hey, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up," just over and over again, and you like groggily wake up to the voice in your head, which you realize that it's a shield telling you need to wake up. Something's wrong. Because he's not a sailor. As you get up, you do actually feel like something's not quite right. The ship is lurching pretty hard at this point, and the half-second fall tells you that these waves are really high. You've at least been on enough sailing excursions to know this feeling.
Okay.
Now, whether or not you want to try to go back to sleep, that's up to you.
Probably not as far as sailing in a storm is concerned.
Okay. Yeah, not a whole lot of people are going to get a good night's sleep tonight. So you, along with everyone else, finally make their way up to the foredeck.
So do I need to put a point of exhaustion for Nat?
Not yet. You may still be able to get a full 8 hours. Currently, you do not have a point of exhaustion, but if you stay up, a long time, yes. As you guys make your way up you first try to open the door, and as you try to open the door, a high wind comes and it literally closes the door again on you, and you're like, oh god dang, and you like shove it open this time, and step out, and you see all 7 dwarves are on hand, tying rope, sealing the sails away, getting prepped for this oncoming storm. Everyone from the party, they would have enlisted you to help them dismantle the mast, and try to get everything situated for this oncoming onslaught.
Nat will jump in and assist where she can.
Okay. I'm assuming everyone else is assisting as well?
Yep, it's
yeah.
possible to sleep.
Okay.
So you just get up and help.
Okay. That's very fair. And as you guys get up, you hear Bofel yelling commands, and I gotta keep these names on me. Scandrin. Bofel and Scandrin are both yelling commands, similar commands, but at different people. Hey, tie this down. Move the sail over here. Let's get the mast down. Hurry! That sort of deal. Just yelling over the high wind, and by this time, the rain starts. And it starts at first a little sprinkle, and about 30 seconds later, it's downpouring. There's water everywhere, and you guys can see that it is pooling somewhat by the stairs to the lower decks. The door itself is holding away some of the water, but for sure some water is seeping down below decks. There's no way around it, and as you guys are on this ship, it's lurching up and then crashing down. There's waves crashing up along the sides of the ship, water rushing over the front of it, and you guys look like you were still headed into this storm. And you hear Bofel yelling from behind you, if you feel unsafe, tie yourself to the ship. And you see, as you look around, several of the dwarves have already tied themselves to cleats in their area, to make sure that if they are thrown over, they can climb back up the ship.
Yep. So do that.
Okay. So everyone who's doing that, roll me a sleight of hand check.
Nat will do that as well.
Okay. And tell me what part of the ship that you are on.
With the nat 20, I would like to help someone who's near me, and I'll be on the right side of the ship.
Okay, that is fair. Luna, I don't know how, but somehow you've picked up not making.
Honestly, that probably is within. You know what? That's probably within the realm of training.
Yeah,
just
probably.
To the fact that I need to escape.
Probably, actually, or tie up your captive.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Nat is actually going to, if she can, secure her lifeline to a cleat on the. Well, no, the mast was taken down.
Yes.
Is there like a center, like pedestal where the mast would normally be mounted?
There is. There's like a little 4-foot mount area at the base, where the mast is kind of like hoisted up.
Would there be any cleats on that?
There are cleats around it. Yes.
Okay. That's what she would use.
Okay, then that's fair. All right, so you're kind of in the center, and each one of you will be attached to a 20-foot rope, which will keep you just above the water if you fall in, and you all managed to tie decent knots. You guys have been paying pretty good attention up to this point. You were all able to tie decent knots to you. I need to know, Luna, you're on the right side. Nat, you're kind of in the middle. Where are you, Zoc?
I'm just gonna copy the closest dwarf that I see.
Yeah, I just need to know, like, are you in the front of the boat? Are you on the left side, right side? Just needed, like, a general area.
I'll be close to Nat, so...
Okay, towards the center. All right, Barry, where are you at?
You know, I'll be at the front of the ship.
Okay, and Dante?
I am in the middle with the mast because I'm gonna eventually cast Tiny Hut.
Okay, that's fair.
I too.
Okay, so yeah, so just keeping in mind, it is about 5:30 in the morning. You see no light other than lightning that is going on right now. High winds have been whipping you for since you all stepped out onto the main deck, and you are all tied to the boat. And as you are all working to help these dwarves, I need for everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw.
Yes. Some of us gonna go overboard.
I mean, there's a good chance.
Yes.
I'll just say it this way: the save is 15. All right.
There we go.
There we go.
There we go.
Oh man. So
I'll
as
just like Misty Step. You're
this,
right.
this actually makes a lot of sense. So as you guys are traveling through this nasty storm, the boat is coming up and slamming down, and as it does, waves are rushing over the sides of the boat, filling up kind of the middle of the boat and then rushing out. Well, this time when it comes up, the waves coming up overtake Dante and Nat, and both of you actually just start sliding towards the back of the boat, and both of you all the way to the very stern where the stairs kind of come up. Both of you hit the stairs and are able to pull yourselves back to the stern, and you are able... Oh my god, hold on one second. My cat's screaming at me.
Tell V to watch the cat.
Tell me about it. Okay, so the two of you are shoved back to the stern of the boat, sliding down with the 3 feet of water that have just rushed over the top of the boat.
I was going to say, if we're only on 20-foot ropes and we're both tied to the mast base, we probably don't even reach the back of the boat. You said it was 60 feet long.
Not the back of the boat. All the way up to the stairs of the stern is what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. So you guys reach all the way back to there, and as you do, you feel this like as you are caught by the ropes, and you're able to pull yourself back to the mast, both of you, and everyone else. You see that there is the ship is taking a lot of water, and you hear Bofel start yelling, "Get the water off the boat!" Like he just starts repeating that, and you see some of the dwarves start untying themselves and start heading to the lower decks to grab buckets to start taking water off of this boat. It is starting to take on water from this storm. Does anyone else help the dwarves?
Nat's gonna stay in position, but as soon as she sees one of the dwarves come back up with buckets, she's gonna motion to pass it over so they can go back down and get another one.
Okay, that's fair. They do that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Luna would help, and hopefully with his sticky feet be a little bit more secure.
Okay. So Luno. Okay. So as one of the dwarves reach over to you, Luno, just as he's reaching the bucket to hand to you, another wave hits up and crashes the side, and I need you to make me a strength saving throw to catch this dwarf from going over.
Oh god. Okay. If I fail, I do have no. I can't do that.
If you fail, I'm going to allow you to jump over the side to try and catch him.
Yeah.
Actually,
So
I would say that you succeed that. So this wave rushes up and smacks him, and you see him start sliding, and with your hand holding the bucket and your sticky feet on the ground, you reach your other hand down and just barely manage to grab onto his shirt, preventing him from sliding to the other side of the boat and probably off the ship, and you manage to pull him back. This one is one of the ones that I haven't spoken of. This is Duzerlug. He is a burly dude. If he was a fighter, you would not want to be near him. He is packing.
He's the muscle of the group.
He is the muscle of the muscle group. Yeah. You pull him up, and he just in a low voice, "Thank you. I greatly appreciate that." And he runs back down to grab another bucket.
Yeah, I'd interrupt him and be like, "No time, go."
I will say, Nat is holding into the bucket that she took. She's not actually actively bailing at the moment.
Yep.
Until she makes sure the dwarves have resecured their lines.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. And as you guys are on the ship, and the dwarves have come back, they all have buckets, and you can see as the waves are crashing, they do retie themselves. And as the waves are crashing, I'd like for you all to make me strength checks to see how much of this water you can try and keep off the boat. Is everyone? Yeah, you can add athletics.
Everyone?
And if everyone who's helping bail water out of the ship. Who's
Dog
not?
Dog is just standing, keep an eye out for anyone that may go overboard.
Okay. So is it just Luno and Nat helping bail?
What's Barry doing?
Yeah, what is Barry doing? Barry tied himself to the bow of the boat, so I'm wondering what Barry's doing.
Barry's dead.
Barry's dead. There we go.
You know, I just want to make sure if there's not like probably like anything like how do I say this? Like nothing like shipwreckage or something like that poking out of the sea or something like
Okay.
that. You know?
Yeah. That's absolutely fair. Barry, make me a perception check. That is probably the smartest thing that I have heard in the last 20 minutes. Nothing against you guys. That's just a really intelligent move. Oh,
Nice.
all right. So here's
Oh no.
here's what happens. Zoc, you are watching what's going on, and as these waves are cresting, Luno, you are scooping this water out, and as you're scooping, one of the waves crests over, and it wipes your feet out from under you. And as the boat, and Zoc, you would see this, Luno starts sliding towards the edge of the boat, the right side that he's on, and he is about to slip off. Dante, once again, waves crash, and you actually are dragged, holding this bucket this time, as you try to scoop. The waves just like rush you forward with this bucket in hand, and you start sliding towards the back of the ship again. Zoc, do you try to save Luno?
No, I was like, these people, they have magic. It's fine. I'm more worried about the dwarves.
Okay, Luno, make me. How are you trying to save yourself from falling off the ship? Let's start there, because you were taken by a wave and you were sliding off this ship.
Okay. First, I would.
He does.
Yeah.
Misty step.
Well, thanks, Dante. First off, I would attempt to try to plant my feet and put my hands on the ground to try to grip I can. But if I wind up falling off, I was going to Misty Step back on.
Okay. Just as a fair warning with Misty Step, it will detach you from the rope.
Yeah.
That's fair. I will run back to it and try to reattach myself.
Okay.
As soon as I get
That's
back
fair.
on.
So first, make me a secondary strength save as you attempt to catch yourself from on. I'm going to say on the edge of the boat as you slip over. Yeah. So as you slip over, your fingers with their newfound little danglies are able to just catch on the edge of the boat, and you manage to like just barely over the corner of the boat from underneath are hanging almost upside down with your hands just on the flat of the boards as you are holding yourself up this way. And you manage to climb back up. Zoc, you see Luno climb his way back up, and Luno, you have dropped the bucket in the ocean. You no longer have the bucket.
That's fine. It's just like, life is better.
Oh, man.
I successfully took it off the boat.
Barry, at the front of the boat with your nat 20 perception, through through the blistering wind and rain, almost stinging your eyes as you're looking out. You do see Kazal actually standing next to you. He's looking out too, and he actually seems pretty good on his feet, even in this storm. He must be used to swaying. But you, as you look out, you see what looks like in one of the lightning strikes shines another one of those stone pillars in the middle of the ocean, and you guys are headed almost right for it.
I think I'll just scream. I think that's a stone pillow over there.
Okay. Make me a performance check real quick.
Oh no.
Do not roll a nat 1.
You know what? Because this is so important, I'm just gonna use my inspiration.
Oh, double nat 20s. All right. I appreciate that. That's yeah. So you go ahead and you use your inspiration, and you see that and you yell back like a holy shit! There's a stone pillar dead ahead. And you actually without thinking about it use the nautical terms that they immediately recognize, and he turns hard to port, and you guys narrowly miss this by inches. As a large, everyone would see it as it passes this large stone pillar inches from the right side of the ship as you guys pass. And water is still coming up. Those of you with buckets, Nat and Dante, you can make me another athletics check. Actually, let's do it a different. Yeah, no, we'll make an athletics check. So Nat, that last one, you were able to take off like almost 23 gallons of water. You were able to just like you're chucking it out.
So you want another one?
Yeah, the two of you with buckets left.
Okay. Ew, not as good.
Okay. All right. So yeah, the two of you this time managed to take about the same. Nat, you're kind of getting a little tired. The water just keeps pouring in, and you can see all of the dwarves. They're all working hard to just continue to throw this water off the boat. And almost as soon as it had started, the wind starts to die down, and the rain starts to dwindle. There's still lightning and thundering going on around you, but the wind has died and the waves seem a little bit calmer at this point. There's still a light drizzle, and you can see what looks like the faint light of the dual moons shining through lightened clouds ahead of you. It seems you've made it through the worst of this storm. And it is currently, I would say currently about 6:30 in the morning. And there's a big sigh of relief from all the men, and you see Bofel like counting heads as he's looking over, and I'd like for everyone to make me a perception check.
Oh no. I'm still worried about the brush of death.
All right. Perception. Okay, cool. Dante, Barry, and Nat, the three of you would recognize that Torfet is no longer on this boat. You see his rope over near the stern of the boat where he was working is overboard, and he has yet to climb back up that rope. It is. I will say now, it is much safer to walk. The waves have started to die down. You're not in imminent danger of being thrown off this ship.
Okay, Nat is going to go ahead and untie and head towards the stone.
Okay. And at the same time as you see it, you hear Bofel, "Where's Torfet?" And everyone starts to look.
I wanted to climb down the side of the boat if I could.
Okay.
Nat sees that and like she can't tell if the rope looks like taut, like there's still weight on the end of it. Can she make out anything like that, or?
As you make your way over to it, it does not look taut. It looks loose. It looks like there's slack in it.
Then she's definitely like with the shield, like telling the shield, shout, "Man overboard!"
Yeah.
Man overboard.
The shield yells that. man overboard. And Dante, as you climb over the edge and look down, you see that the rope is unknotted, and there is no body attached to the end of this.
Does Zog know
Unknotted?
when
It's
did
not like
this happen? Because this is like the only job that it's the only thing Zog's been doing. Is
Joe,
just
you've
look
been
at-
watching. Yeah, this would have happened very recently, actually, with the last bit. Just after Luno managed to save himself, you'd have looked around and seen Tofit overboard.
It's just like
Like moments. Yeah, just like
moments.
moments ago.
Zog would just jump off, just untie and then jump off.
Okay. Nat, as you yell "man overboard," Zoc jumps in the water to your left, and you see him start swimming, looking for Torfet. Zoc, make me a perception check.
Brad will also dive down and look too.
Is Brad Raven or is he Imp?
It's an imp.
He's Imp. Okay. Cool.
I don't know if he can look that.
I forgot
I
he
don't know
was
if he
flying.
swim.
I should have made him check too. He needed to check several times if he's in the wind. That's all right. Moving on. We'll just say he survived. Okay. So, Torfet. Okay, just making sure I got the name right.
If he was in imp form, he could have easily just been like clinging. Well, no, the mask went down, so
Yep.
he couldn't be clinging to
He
the
could
mask.
not be clinging to the mast. Anyway, so it's fine. We'll just say that he made all of his checks. So you guys, Zoc, you jump overboard and you begin searching, and as you're searching, you don't initially see anything. The water is murky because of the storm. There's a lot of things that have been strewn up. It's very bubbly. The waves are actually massive compared to you still. They're still like 6-foot swells that just kind of like, if you're above the water, would swallow you, but you're not. So as you're underwater, you just feel like the push and pull churn of the ocean as you're swimming. And do you have a swimming speed?
Yes, 40.
40. Okay, cool. So you're actually able to swim
Water
pretty
than he is
well.
on land.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can swim faster than I can run.
So you kind of jump in the water and begin looking around, and you do not initially see Torfet, but after about 10 seconds, maybe 15 seconds, you see Torfet, and he is underwater and falling deeper underwater.
I'm gonna dive for him. Does he look?
He looks
unconscious?
unconscious.
Oh, unconscious.
Yeah, he looks unconscious.
Right, I'm gonna dive.
Okay. Make me a strength check.
Ooh.
It's not a high one.
Ooh.
It's not a high one because you have
wow.
a natural swimming speed. Yeah. So adrenaline kicks in. You see this man sinking into the ocean unconscious. He looks dead in the water, and you just you grab him, and with all your might, you begin swimming up to the surface, back towards the boat.
Actually, how deep am I?
You would be probably 30 feet deep by the time you get to him.
And if I look up, do I see the ship?
You don't see the ship. No, the ship is still actually traveling in the opposite direction.
Okay, then I'm gonna, as soon as I grab him, I'm gonna thunder step straight up around 9 feet and carry him with me.
90 feet?
Yeah, the range is 90 feet.
60 feet above the surface of the water.
Yes.
Ooh, that's gonna... Okay, alright.
Because I don't know where the ship is.
Okay.
My
That's fair.
plan is, when I reach the apex, I'm gonna look around and I'm gonna do a second thunder step on top of the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
Do I see this man jump in?
You would have definitely seen the Zoc jump in. 1 second. I need to check something real
okay.
quick.
Fucking 30 feet deep, man, in the storm.
1 second.
Now I'm gonna have to go after Zoc again.
Yeah, we got everyone save Zoc. All right, let me read this real quick.
Climb the side of the boat. Can I?
Okay, so that's why I wanted to check. Each creature within a 10-foot, within 10 feet of the space you left. Oh, you left. Okay, cool. That's much better.
Yeah.
Cool. All right.
It's
Well,
smart
that
plan.
works. Yeah, that works beautifully. So you grab, yeah, you grab him, and instead of swimming back, you begin like channeling your fingers, and green bubbles just start forming under your fingers, and you just release it, and the two of you just vanish. There's a loud underwater, and everyone that is standing at the boat, you would have seen Zoc jump down, and about 40 seconds later, you would have heard and seen this loud explosion happen underwater, just and there would have been a as the air is blasted up to the top, and as you look up towards the top, you see Zoc up in the air with Torfet, looking down at the boat.
How far away?
He is about 120 feet away.
Okay.
Like I said, the boat continued to move in the same direction.
Yeah, Gabe, I put it on the chat. Nat has been securing herself with her actual rope.
Okay.
The edge of the ship.
Okay.
So that's her 200-foot silk rope.
Oh, okay.
She's
That's fair.
If she sees where Doc is and sees that he has Torfit, like she's judging where he's gonna land back in the water, and she's gonna actually jump out in the water.
All right.
As she's got herself
Quick
secured
question.
to go and get
Quick question before you jump in the water. Are you still wearing your half plate?
No, I said earlier, like twice in the chat, that she's not wearing her armor because she took it off when she was going to sleep.
Okay, that's fair. That's
all she's
I
got
missed
is her Aldrich with the shield on her back.
I missed that. That's fine. Okay, cool. So yeah, you see Zoc almost 60 feet up in the air, 120 feet away from you, just like wait, what the hell is he doing up there? And he begins falling back down. Zoc, do you cast Thunderstep again?
When I like 10 feet above the water, I'm gonna thunderstep straight at the boat.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
for only 90 feet.
Another extremely loud throughout the ship. It kind of like reverberates even through the ship, and Zoc disappears from that with Torfet and reappears 30 feet away. Nat.
Okay.
And you dive over.
Oh yeah, Nat's diving in and swimming towards them.
Okay.
To try and get to them and like have that lifeline attached to the boat.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rope him up. Rope him up.
Yep. Nat, you don't have a swimming speed, right?
No.
Okay. Nat, I would like for you to make me an athletics check.
Okay.
And you can actually make this with advantage because you've sailed before.
Okay.
Hey Gabe, quick question.
Yeah.
Could I climb the side of the boat and then cast at 3rd level Plant Familiars to make 4 squid?
Yeah.
4 octopus, sorry.
And
then go to assist them?
Yeah. You can do that.
Octopus is a standard familiar choice, actually, so yeah.
Alright, so you cast that, you get 4, you said 4 octopuses? Octopods?
Yeah,
Octopi?
Octopods?
Octopedes.
Oh, is it? I think it's pods. I wish it was pods.
I'm pretty sure the plural of octopus is octopi.
Or maybe octopus.
It is...
Octopi.
Grammatically speaking, the plural of octopus is octopuses.
Oh.
Really?
Yep.
However,
Thank you, Merriam-Webster.
Really?
Yep.
However,
So
octopi.
octopuses and
Yeah, there are 3
octopods.
terms.
Yeah, and octopods.
Oh, so we were all right.
Yes.
Octopi, octopuses, and octopods.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, you jump in, Dante. You cast the spell, and I'm gonna continue to say octopods because I love that word so much.
Okay.
To be fair, the way that I would probably do it is to have my owl fly the 60 feet and then transform into 4 other octopods.
Do
If I
one
could do
owl turn into 4 octopods?
Because he's got his one owl that is his regular familiar, and then he's casting the flock of familiars spell to turn it into multiple.
Oh,
Yes.
I don't know how that's how that works.
Yeah.
That's pretty much exactly how.
Whenever he casts Flock of Familiar, it shifts whatever familiar he has into whatever he chooses
Correct. Yeah.
to be part of the 3.
Yes. That is how that works. Okay, so you have 4 octopods that you are sending out, and I'm sorry, I was dealing with video stuff. You are sending them out to assist Nat, who is swimming out to catch Zoc, who is currently... Zoc, I'd like for you to make me an athletics check to try to catch up to the boat.
One quick point: casting time for Flock of Familiars is a minute, not an action.
Ooh.
That is true. Yikes. Zoc, even with your swimming speed, you realize pretty quickly that you're not able to catch this boat. The waves seem to be pushing it further and further away from you as you continue with one hand as you're holding him to continue to try to swim. And as you're swimming, and as you start to swim, you start to get fairly tired pretty quickly. And just as you start to get a little, you flip over on your back. You're like, okay, I gotta breathe. And as you flip over, you would have seen Nat coming towards you, and Nat just like grabs you by the shoulder and like starts pulling you in. Nat, you have 200 feet of rope. How are you pulling yourself back?
At the moment, she's just concerned about getting both of them.
Okay.
There's like 10 people on the boat that can be pulling rope.
Yeah, you have the both of them. Do you say or yell anything? You're currently about 50 feet away from the boat already.
Yeah. She's telling the shield to like shout, pull.
The shield. You throw your shield above water because you said it was on your back. So you lift it up and you hear this. You hear this. Pull, bitches.
So that is the rope is around.
The rope is around
Nat's waist.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess Nat will grab both of us.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Nat, are you attempting to like tie the rope around both of them as well?
I don't think she can necessarily tie it, but she can
wrap
it around.
Yeah.
That kind of thing. Yeah.
Okay. That's fair.
I will help tie the rope around the dwarf.
Okay. As you're helping to tie that, 4 octopods come up around you and kind of like all 4 surround you with their
know how that would feel
stickers, little suckies, and they give you like this big group hug, and one of them begins pulling on the rope with its tentacle, like switching and then pulling on the rope.
Gosh. Okay. Matt feels a little weirded out by the octopods.
Oh,
okay.
it's definitely weird. You've never seen any animals acting like this ever.
I've watched a lot of these animation.
But yeah, so you begin pulling, and all of a sudden there is a much larger tug as some of the dwarves and some of your other party members, I'm assuming, have untied themselves and begin pulling you guys up to the boat. It's actually pouring here, which is hilarious. And after about 10 minutes of pulling and getting all of the rope in, including the 4 octopods that are still surrounding you, you manage to they manage to pull you up and over, and everyone is back on board. However, Torfet is still not breathing. You're not sure if he's dead or not. Probably not, because you don't feel like it's been long enough, but he's definitely not breathing.
Are we on board now?
You are on board now.
Okay. CPR.
Yeah, that's what I was sitting here thinking. Someone like CPR, like try to. Yeah, that's probably the best option.
Yeah. So you start doing CPR, and the dwarves.
If none of the other dwarves jump on him, Nat would do that once she's up. So
the other dwarves The other dwarves just stand aghast as you begin doing CPR, blowing into his mouth. And what are you doing? Get off of him! He's already dead. Roll me a medicine check, Nat, with advantage.
I think that would be the one, pressuring the chest, and I'm gonna be the one that blow in his mouth.
That's even better. Okay,
Trust
that's
me,
even
this
better.
works perfectly last time.
Oh my god. All of the dwarves. So as you're doing the CPR, you guys are working together in tandem to do the CPR. Zoc, all of a sudden, you were pulled off of him by one of the dwarves. The big muscly one that a name I don't have in front of me. Duzerlog. He pulls you off and says, "That's enough," and looks back at you, Nat, looking for you to stop. And about half a second after he says that, there's a and he's like throwing up water, and he oh, let's not do that again. And the whole crew just like is standing there for a moment, like you guys just cast magic or something. They're looking at you like, what did...
I was about to say, I was trying to wonder if Nat would actually cast a Cure Wounds as she's doing this.
That's up to you. We could say that you did that.
Yeah, I think she would.
Okay.
Actually.
There would have also been a glow as well.
Yeah.
And water is just like exuded from his body, up from his lungs, through his throat, through his mouth, just on the floor. And the crew is just looking at the two of you. What the hell was that?
Let me go.
No. All right, fine. And then as everyone, Bofil's still.
What his hit points would look like, but he just regained 8.
How many?
8.
Nice. Yeah. That's a fair enough. They're NPCs, but they're dwarves, so they're very hardy.
Yeah.
Plus they're also mercenaries. So anyway, so you hear Bofel from the helm. What's going on down there? And the other dwarves are like, they brought him back. He's back alive. Good. Get back to your stations. We're not done yet. And they like scurry off, and Torfet kind of like slowly like like sits up, still like coughing and sputtering water every so often.
Nat's gonna like reach for his lifeline and hand it back to him.
Yeah. Do you tie it around him?
I think it's already tied.
Yeah, since he's looking like, ugh.
Okay.
I think we already tied it when we pulled him back.
Yeah.
Whatever. She's gonna make sure he's secure again.
roll me a sleight of hand, Nat.
Oh gosh.
You can make it with advantage because you have been taught how to tie secure knots.
Okay. Oh, there we go.
All right.
He is not going overboard again.
Nope, he is not. You tie that. You like go 3 times around, back under, tie it in a bow, and then tie the string back through the bow, and then tie a figure 8 to the end of that. Like he is going nowhere. You're not even sure that you can take this back out. As everyone gets back to their hands, there are some waves, and there's still a lot of water on board that needs to be dealt with. Much of it is under the boat at this point. You guys spend a good portion of the next several hours bailing water out of the below decks, saving a good portion of their wares from salt water. That's one of the reasons why they have the armor hanging and not on the ground. Along with other perishable things where if salt water touches it, it's done. They have a lot of that stuff hanging along the walls. So you guys spend a good several hours, I would say probably 3 or 4 hours, bailing water out until you get tired. If you would like to continue to bail water and assist them after you are tired, tell me now. You would be tired probably after the first hour, those of you who have not Actually, all of you. You would all be very
Especially
tired
Nat.
because this is not something you normally do. These dwarves are kind of built for this.
Nat would try to push on until at least it's out of the danger area. So
Okay. Anyone else assisting with water bailment?
I will too.
Okay.
Yeah, Luna would.
Okay. Is anyone pushing past the time, the amount that they'd be tired? Like you do it for an hour and your arms are sore and you just like, oh my god, and you like trudging up the stairs. Do you continue to go after that point?
Nat would be.
Yeah.
Yeah, Luna as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
That point also probably comes a bit quicker for Nat.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Just a bit. What about you, Zoc? Zoc and Dante?
Zoc is not gonna push us.
Okay.
Zoc is gonna go find a snack.
Okay. What about you, Dante?
My octopods, if they could help us.
Unfortunately, the octopuses are not going to be able to assist you in unbailing the water.
They also only last an hour or so.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know what? I take that back. They'd be able to have like small little cups that they could help with. However, the men on the boat are going to be really wary about the octopuses helping. Like, just like, what's going on with this? Okay, well, they're helping, so
Ask maybe they could like
I guess.
have some of the water in their mouth and then just like shoot it out.
Yeah, or I was thinking like they just have like 6 small cups attached and they're walking with the other 2. like Mickey Mouse in the buckets with the
Oh gosh.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
yeah. But with 8 legs.
Oh boy.
But yeah, I'll say that they can help a little bit. And so those of you pushing past, you will all 3 of you will get 1 point of exhaustion.
Okay.
But you will be able to take a short rest, kind of recover a little bit. If you would like, you can take a long rest. Nat, by this point, since you're pushing yourself past that, you're actually going to take 2 points of exhaustion. Because at this point, you have not had a full night of sleep in the last 24 hours.
Okay.
And so the lot of you kind of help as much as you can and then, rest or push through and continue to help. And by about 7 in the morning, you guys manage to get 90% of the water out of the boat. The waves at this point have kind of calmed quite a bit more. It's only like 3 or 4 foot swells. You can still hear low rumbles of thunder in the distance every so often. But for the most part, the ship is kind of smoothed out. And as you guys head back up, you'd see that they have begun to start bringing the sail back up and the mast back up. Apparently the work is never done. Torfet is even, he's got a bucket and mop in hand, and he is mopping up the poop deck, getting all the water in the bucket, dumping the bucket over, going back and mopping. He looks tired as fuck. But he's continuing on as well. And so you guys are able to, those of you who do not need a long rest, are able to spend the rest of the day doing whatever you'd like. Those of you who have a point of exhaustion or more probably want to rest at this point. It is very amiable to be able to rest at this point.
Yep, Nat is definitely doing that.
Okay. Nat, you will sleep from, I said it was 7, so 8 hours, 3 p.m.
Okay.
I don't think anyone had a long rest, right? Because everyone got woke up like halfway through because of a storm.
Oh, yeah, I guess that's right. So, yeah.
But you said 5:30 in the morning.
5:30 in the morning is about enough. I'm gonna let it. It's
Okay.
fine for now. Yeah, that's most of a night's sleep. If you guys stay up late, then yeah, you'll get a point of exhaustion. But if you don't, then either or. So Zoc and Dante, the 2 of you can stay up for most of the day without resting. Everyone else will need to rest to take away the point of exhaustion. If you care to rest, it will be a long rest until 3 p.m.
Okay.
Or...
Yeah,
Yeah.
I will rest. At the same time, I'm just gonna change my familiar form again.
Okay. Okay, you're just burning through that incense, man.
Actually,
No, actually, no, because I'm using the second spell.
Yeah, if
The flock
he's using
familiars.
Flock of
Oh,
Familiars, that
okay.
doesn't require the instance to change
Sweet.
it.
Yeah, that's schnifty. Okay.
Luna, like, okay, so if we don't take it, we get the point of exhaustion, and
Well, you
by
already
the
have
time,
you already have the point of
Yeah.
exhaustion from assisting past your tired point.
okay. But if I continue until the evening for the long rest, then I won't get a second one, or will I
Correct.
get a second one?
You will get a second one.
Okay, I'll go ahead and continue and consider training. I'll continue doing whip.
Okay. Okay. You get a good solid, I'm gonna say 7 hours before you are just physically too tired to continue practicing.
Sweet. Okay.
Yeah. Barry, are you resting? I think I heard everyone else is resting except for Zoc.
Yeah, Zoc's gonna hang out. If there's no help needed, I'm gonna practice the Eldritch Blast again.
Okay.
Or I'll get help with the dwarves.
Yeah, there's still help to be needed. They would ask you to help put the mast up, the sails. They would ask, if you have shown them you have a helper, a familiar. They'd ask if you could, have the familiar go up and tie the knot, sort of deal. That sort of stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I have a familiar, but he's been, be doing security. He's been flying above the whole time.
Gotcha.
Say hi to Brad.
And he just Brett appears. He's an imp right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's just wave. He's just wave.
Oh god. So Brett just appears on the right side of your shoulder, and he waves for a moment, and he says as he waves in abyssal, and all of the dwarves that he's waving to are just take 3 steps back, aha. That's yours.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Is he helpful or harmful?
I mean, he's been helping a lot. He's been doing security. He's been doing a lot of things. He's been invisible like this. Yeah, he's been watching above us. You guys just didn't know.
All of a sudden, from behind the dwarves, there's another Huzzah! As he says hello again in abyssal behind them, and they all 3 whip around
That's enough, Brad. You're scaring them.
Yeah. So you are able to help them with setting up the mast and the sail. Sorry, I'm having trouble with words. But you are also able to practice a good amount. I would say probably 6 hours, 7 hours. Sorry.
7 hours.
Yeah. And those of you who wake up at 3 p.m., you are kind of thrown off your sleep cycle, but you wake up and it's a pretty nice day by the time you come out. The sun's out. It's kind of partly cloudy. It's a nice breeze throughout the day. The sail is back up and in full mast, and you seem to be moving at a fairly decent clip again. You can see pretty clearly at this point that there are small, what look like coral reefs out in the distance.
Okay.
You can see kind of land masses in the distance, very far distance. Look like tiny little islands just spotted all over the place. And as you all head up from the below deck, each one of you would hear Bofel kind of yell out to everyone on the boat. All right, this is the point we're all aware of. Everyone keep a keen eye. We have to make sure we don't run aground. And everyone kind of takes stock of what they're doing, gets set, and everyone starts looking overboard to make sure that they're not going to run into any of these small little islands that you guys see start cropping up as you move closer and closer towards Halvany. So by this point, on the map here, let me just draw on the map. So by this point, you guys have made it, you're on day 2. You have made it about right there.
Okay. It's a bit weird. How long do we take to cross from Tahira to the other side of the lake? I think it's like a day or 2.
Uh-huh. Yep. So from Tahira to the other side of the lake, you were on a much faster boat.
Oh, okay.
And much calmer water.
And much calmer water.
Okay.
Yeah, the ship is actually making pretty good time, even with the setback of the storm. It's actually making fairly good time. Not that you guys would be aware of it, but Bofel keeps talking like it is.
Okay.
And so yeah, you guys, I'd like for everyone to go ahead and make me perception checks.
Actually, for this section, I'll tell Brett to fly low and in front of the ship, like on 100 feet.
100 feet? Okay. I would like for Bread to make me a perception check with disadvantage then.
That's the wrong one.
Oop! I'll take the nat. That's fine. I'll take a nat 20. It's fine. Was that yours?
Yeah, that's mine. Just
Okay.
also Brett.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay. So the second thing I need that you will see is I need for you to make me a for Bread. I need Bread to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh no.
Doesn't sound
He's
bad.
about to get eaten.
Yes, +3.
Fingers crossed.
Ooh.
All right. So, Nat and Zoc, Luno, yeah, everyone, except for Dante. You probably don't see that. You see the islands for sure, Dante. You see it's kind of like scattered out there. There does seem to be a kind of path, but every like 50, maybe 100 feet, there's another small little island of what look like white coral bulging over the it's the bleached coral that's coming up over the ocean, and underneath it's vibrantly different colors. The sun bleach is above the water, but they're like 50, maybe 100 feet in between each one, just kind of like randomly throughout the islands. Everyone else, you all see.
Gabe, just real quick, that second roll was for Nat's disadvantage because she still has 1 point of exhaustion. I forgot about that.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, okay.
Still above 20, but it wasn't Nat 20. So.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. I appreciate that. Bread is invisible, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I always like to double check. So as Bread flies out 100 plus feet ahead of the boat, as he flies out, Zoc and everyone else, you see all of a sudden a large 5 foot in diameter, what looks like tube at first, shoot up from under the water, and a what looks like snake serpent head snap down on mid-air and dive back into the water, and you feel how many hit points does Bread have?
I think the default is 10.
Okay, I will roll
Yeah,
for
10,
it then.
10 hit points.
That sounds right for me.
Let me roll for it real quick then.
It's 3d4 plus 3, but I'll take the 10.
that's probably good. All right, so we need. Where is?
I mean, would he survive the Loch Ness attack? If you roll max?
He did not roll max, but he did take 13 points of piercing damage. And you would feel the connection break as Bread is killed in this manner. There's a small everyone who rolled above a 20, like above a 20, everyone who would see a small like little poof of smoke come from the snake's the serpent's mouth as it drops back into the water.
Nat sees this serpent.
Absolutely.
Oh fuck!
Okay.
It's here! It's here! Ready?
Start shouting, "See serpent! See serpent!"
Yeah. All the men start. You hear clamoring behind you as you yell that, and the shield's like yelling, "Get your shit, sea serpent!" And all the men start getting their arms and armor prepared, and I would like for everyone to make me initiative rolls.
We don't have a chance to like run below deck or anything.
Yeah. No, you can absolutely. This is a precursor. I'd like for everyone to roll me initiative. Yes.
How long does it take to don the armors?
It's one action.
Depends on the armor.
So I just run it as one action, regardless of the armor. For battle's sake, it takes an action to don or doff an armor, mechanically speaking.
Okay. All right.
Then the armor that you gave us is not super special then.
No, it's pretty much a common item.
Okay.
You do not have to take that action to take off the armor. That's all that it does.
Okay.
Is it-
Boy.
Make a sandwich.
Yeah,
Is initiative considered an ability check?
it is.
Okay.
Yeesh.
Well, it's just ability checks. So theoretically, my attacks and everything should be good.
Yes, your attacks will be fine. I'm gonna go ahead and use my ambush maneuver to add a D8 to that paltry initiative roll.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, Dante. Oh, there's some.
Fuck it.
There's
Tiny
some.
hut
Still not great.
next to the mast if it's not up.
What
Oh,
is Nat's
yeah.
initiative?
Say that one more time, Dante, because the first part of that got cut off.
Oh, I was gonna say I was gonna start casting tiny hut somewhere along the ship that's it's not obstructing like the mast or whatever.
Okay.
Magic can't shoot through it though, so you won't be able to attack anything.
Correct.
I mean, for like the dwarves.
And
Yeah.
10
So-
minutes to cast.
So you would, yeah, Dante, as the caster of this, you would be keenly aware that sound does not travel through it, nor does magic, nor does projectile weapons. You cannot fire. You cannot fire things through this. Nothing passes through this. It's basically like a glass dome that blocks all sound. If that makes better sense.
And as soon as you leave, it pops.
Yeah, and as soon as you leave, it shatters and evaporates.
Also 11 minutes to cast.
That's
Also
for sure.
that.
I could still have my familiar in and out of it.
Fair.
Yeah,
Correct.
If you want to use your familiar for touch spells, you can do that. Yeah.
Dante's just
fair.
gonna be here. You can't touch me, bitches.
I mean, I would tell the dwarves to like if they need to, they could come in, like first. You know, because
13,
they're on the ship and stuff.
10, 9, 8. Okay. Thank you, Zoc. I appreciate that.
Look at that! Holy crap! You just found your way to be impenetrable and still attack. Oh, God damn it!
if he's got prep time, that's
Yeah.
the issue.
Well,
13.
Because even if he's not ritual casting it, it's still a minute to cast.
Dante. Okay, so Dante has. I'm just gonna say Dante, you were 14. We'll do that. Because apparently this combat tracker does not. I was incorrect. It does not do it by dex count. So it's not. It doesn't do the numbers right. Barry is 10. Oop, not 1, but 10. And then Nat 9 and 8.
I don't know if y'all are cool with that, but I will tell the dwarves first to like come into the tiny hut.
All right, rolling for the snakes. Wow.
Snakes, plural.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
They're culls. That's what he meant.
The serpent that you see. Oh man.
Serpents. They got lists.
Okay, so I have doctored these a little bit. These are, yeah. Okay, we'll see how this goes. All right. So, you guys see the serpent dive up from under the water, snap up Edgar. There's a puff of smoke from its mouth as it drops back into the water with a loud shh, and that's about 100. That's about 120 feet away from you.
There is no Edgar here, only bread.
Oh my God, bread! Thank you.
Oh,
God.
There's no bread here. Bread's gone.
Yeah, bread's gone too. Sorry about that. That's Saturday bleeding into Sunday.
Yep.
All right, so yeah, pardon, I'll just rub my face real quick. So that is about 120 feet away. You guys would all have seen that, except for Dante, who's looking out for the coral. This is a pretty dire situation because someone has to maintain sight on the coral along with the snakes. So, what are you all doing when you see this?
Nat's immediately heading below deck to get her spear.
Okay, and putting your armor on.
I understand you saying it's an action for the way you want to do it. I don't see any way she could put half plate on in 6 seconds. So I don't think so. No.
Okay. I mean that's up to you. I'm telling you how I see it, and
Okay.
that's fair. If you wanna play to naturalities, I'm okay with that. If you'd like to do that, I'm not gonna require that of anyone else. So if you feel that way, that's fine.
I mean, most everybody else doesn't really wear much of the way of armor.
Exactly. So yeah, that's fine. Like I said, it's fine. Okay, so you head down and choosing not to put on your armor this time.
Right.
Okay, so you got on your shield.
She does have the shield.
Yeah,
So when
does
she
still
comes
have
back
the
up,
shield.
she's got the shield ready
Okay.
too. So.
Barry, what are you doing after seeing this?
I think I'm just gonna go grab my bow and arrow.
Okay, that's fair. Is Dante? What are you doing? Oh, never mind. You're casting Tiny Hut, right?
yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask. So let's pull up the map.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Do we have a ship map?
You do have a ship map. All right. So, not necessarily what your ship looks like, but I'll just there is no fore and aft mast, so everything else is pretty close to what it looks like.
Okay. Gotcha.
All right. So we have. That is okay. There we
Now I know
go.
why you did serpents.
What?
Now I know why you did serpents.
Yes. Yes. I have been planning this since I was like, oh, they're taking a boat there. Excellent.
Mhm.
We got Dante, who's I'm gonna say Dante. You're probably. I'm gonna zoom in here. So Dante and Barry, you guys are there. Dante. So Barry, I'm gonna say you're below deck. Nat, you are below deck. Zoc, where are you?
Zoc gonna charge the bow.
Okay.
It's gonna yell, "Motherfucker!" and then 2 Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay. That's
Into
Well, I was
the
gonna
ocean.
say before that happens, have they noticed us?
you are not sure.
Even with it wasn't a natural 20, but a 20.
Yeah, even with a 20, because
Okay.
they're 120 feet away, and you guys actually hadn't seen them at all until this happened. In fact, the only reason that
Fair.
you even saw them is because he sent Brett out.
Fair.
So don't look at the map yet. The map is for as they approach the ship.
Okay.
All right, so I think that's all 5 of you. So Luna, where are you at?
I would probably be joining Zoc and probably quicken spell double firebolt.
Okay. What's the range on that?
120.
Oh, okay. Nice. 2 spellcasters at range. So go ahead, both of you, roll me attack rolls. They will be with disadvantage because you are firing into water and they are underwater currently.
Oh, they're underwater.
They just
Okay.
it just fell back down underwater after snapping. So it like snaps, falls back into the ground, into the
Then
water.
it wouldn't have been firebolt. It'd be chill touch.
That's fine. That's fine. Both of you.
Knowing
Both
that,
of you.
I'd be like water, fire, no.
Yep. Both of you can roll with disadvantage for that.
11 and 18.
All right. 11 actually almost hits. It's very close. The 18.
13 for the first one.
The 18 hits. 13 also hits.
And 13 for the second one.
Nice.
So 9 force damage from the Eldritch Blast.
Okay, so 9. All right, so let me get. I need to get something out here real quick. 1 second. Just me keeping track of actual counts here.
Nice. 15 necrotic for the 2 chill touch.
Zoc is basically a naked kobold with a cane, by the way. No armor, no shield.
Oh man. Yep. All right. So takes 9 points of damage, and yeah, you fire your Eldritch Blast. The first one goes wide, and as it zigs through the water, you can kind of see its purplish pink ringlets around as it filters through the water. And you fire your second one straight into the water, and there's a blast into the water. The water shoots up into the air, and as the water shoots up, you see what looks like red start explode out with it as the water blasts up into the air. Luna, with your chill touch, this is necrotic, right?
Correct.
Okay, you feel as if the spell, the first one did hit, that does damage, the second one does not. Oh, I'm sorry, they both did 13.
Yeah, they were.
Yeah,
both.
sorry. So a total of 11, 15. Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. All right. So you feel the spell take effect, but you don't actually visually see it. You fire this like what looks like a hand straight down into the water, and as it hits the water, there's a black color that just kind of spreads out from the water as it touches it, like a necrotic damage to the water itself, just turning it black. But you like lose track of the hand once it goes in. But it does manage to hit, and it does 11 damage. Are you guys firing at the same one, I'm assuming?
I don't know.
How many? There's 1 or 2?
You guys only see one, so that's why I'm making sure that you guys are firing at that one.
Yeah, that's the one I'm.
Okay, I'm just making sure. All right.
And I'm assuming fish start flopping up to the water.
Absolutely, yes. In fact, just as a little anecdote, Zoc, when you did your thunderclap, everyone would have seen dead fish floating up from behind the boat after you did that.
Yeah, I did 14 damage. I roll for that too. Just in case I kill some fish.
Yep. Oh yeah, you definitely killed some fish. All right, 15. All right, cool. Oh my god, I can't click on anything. So, 36. Man, I cannot do math tonight. Okay. All right, so you guys fire that, and after you fire that, you see the ringlets dive under the water, and all of a sudden the water looks quiet, and all the men by this time. Everyone rushes up from below decks. Nat and Barry, the two of you have come up by this time. Dante, it's only been about a minute by this time. It's gotten quiet. Everyone is looking around. Everyone go ahead and make me another set of perception checks.
Is it daytime now?
It is daytime now, yes.
Okay, I have disadvantage.
Holy 20s tonight, Zoc. Oh, you have... Oh, that's right.
Question, do I roll for my shield?
Yes, you do.
That
Do I have to
disadvantage
use
on
my
it.
roll for that or what?
Yeah, the Dampires, both of you guys have disadvantage.
On attacks too?
On attacks, too.
Okay, well then.
Yeah, we're gonna bypass that. Just ignore that.
Okay.
That happened. You were firing in the same spot as Zoc. You're like,
Okay.
hey, right there.
Technically, that should have also been a disadvantage.
That's what we were talking about. We're just gonna
Yeah.
we're gonna let that one go.
Okay.
alright.
So just use my roll for.
Yeah,
shield?
he has no modifiers. He is a sentient shield.
So just a straight D20
Yep,
then?
just
or...
a straight D20.
Okay.
All right, so we have 12,
Not great.
12, 10, 16. All right, 4. Okay, so as you guys are looking over, let me roll for the dwarves here while they're. Oh my god. Okay. Wow, I'm glad I'm not rolling real dice tonight. I rolled 3 1s in that check.
Oof.
All right. So the dwarves are all looking around. They all have weapons. Some of them have great axes, swords, shields for sure. Bofel is the only one who does not have a weapon. He is steering along with one other dwarf who is standing next to the two of you at the bow. And he is not looking for snakes. He's watching the reefs.
Okay.
Those two do not have armor or weapons.
Okay.
I'll look over to Zoc as this is going on. It's like, are you ready to test your blind sight?
Do I look like I'm ready? And I'm
Well, you're
holding my
going to have
cane
to
like,
be.
and I'm holding my cane like a machine gun.
You're gonna have to be. And if I have the opportunity before we get attacked again, I'm casting. Oh, actually, I'm gonna wait till they show up again, and then I'm gonna. As soon as they show up, I'm gonna cast magical darkness with the ability to see through it.
Do it.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till they show up again, though.
Do we know how big these things are, or how it looks like?
The only person who has a real inclination is Nat, who grew up around this general area. Nat, from what you've seen thus far, these match the description of stories that you've heard from other sailors about reef snakes, giant serpents of the sea that can swallow men whole.
Yep. Okay.
So Nat, you'd know they can get up to 100 feet long. Most of them are only around 40 feet long, but they're very large serpents.
Yeah. Okay.
And so everyone is looking around and checking to see if they can see anything. And unfortunately, or I shouldn't say unfortunately, and the only people who see anything are, ironically, Barry and Kazal. Barry, out of the corner of your eye, as you're looking around, you see what looks like a pink and purplish ringlets slink under a wave to your, let's see, where are you at on the boat? You would have come up, so it would have been slinking to the left of the boat, somewhere in the vicinity of here. Kazal,
when Nat came up above deck, she would have probably moved towards wherever Bofel is at the helm.
Okay, that's fair. That makes sense why you probably didn't see it. You were facing the opposite direction. And as Barry, as you see